for Tuesday's live Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. Let me get this. I did make a quick post earlier. So let me get the link shared there. All right, who's the first comment? Craig. Craig beat Carlene again. Man, I don't know how he does that. Does anybody else know? Let's see here. Let's go share, group. Let's get it shared a couple places. Whiskey, Nashville. Let me also get this link shared. Alrighty. Okay, I think we are good to go. Let me close out of a few things. And make sure my chat's working. It's working. Okay. There's tonight's pre-orders list, which I'll get to in just a second. We're going to start with tonight's newest new vinyl, which is right here in this bin that I'm about to set on the table. Tonight's newest new vinyl. There's some surprise restocks. Some that we've only got maybe a couple copies, but the rest will be due in this week. I'll show you those in just a second. There's some I've got, and it's all I've got, and it's all we will be getting. And then I've got some stuff that we've already sold out of that we already have to take waiting lists for. So I'll show those in just a second. Maybe Craig's not a real person. It's true. I did say at one time I thought he worked for the CIA, but he declined any comment on that, which makes me think even more that he worked for the CIA. So we'll see. All right, so this is all new vinyl. There's a couple things you've seen before. There's some stuff that you've never seen. And like I said earlier, there's some stuff we'll definitely have to have some waiting list on. There's some stuff we've already sold out of that I will show in just a second. And I guess that's it. Then there's some stuff that we may have some left over, which is not what we want, but it's going to happen. All right, let me make the camera. We got a whole new crate of new Japanese obi, fresh new arrivals, Japanese obi. So I'm going to start putting 2 auctions up as soon as this crate's done. And we have 8 crates of vintage, 2 crates of new vinyl, and these crates of new vinyl are packed. So it's probably like 4 crates of new vinyl. I've got them packed pretty tight, and then 8 crates of vintage. So tonight's show will be all new arrivals, probably one steady stream. We may take a break, we may not. Just, I don't know yet, so we'll find out. Patrick, we get those emails. Yes, thank you. Invoice corrections will probably start sometime late tomorrow or the next day. So if you have any questions about an invoice, hit us up. We'll take care of it in the next 48 hours. Okay, a restock of Kid Rock's Greatest Hits that we've been sold out of. Kid Rock's Greatest Hits. These are $36.99, 2 LP. $36.99. What's in the new Japanese crate? It's all surprises. Everything. No preview. All 100% surprises. So Kid Rock's Greatest Hits is a 2 LP. His first hits collection, it says, featuring the smash hit song Botto Diddy Dang Ding Dong a Diddy Diddy. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. That is $36.99. We have Rush, All the World's a Stage. Finally back in stock. This is one of the few Rush albums, pre-Hold Your Fire, that we have been waiting for it to finally come in. Now we're only missing a steady supply of Grace Under Pressure and a steady supply of Signals, which we are now sold out of. So Rush, All the World's a Stage. Here's everybody who's already claimed one. These are $49.99. We have Steve Howe, Jamie Butler, Mitchell Thomas, John Burlingame, Patrick Lear, Debbie Blair, David Eberly, Austin Cauldron, Darren Wortman, Jody Ruffner, Paul Brothers, Jerry Stone, C. Michael Nath, Greg Hagewood, and Susie Breedlove. That is everybody who has a Rush, All the World's a Stage. Those are $49.99. I've got 9 other copies. I had 10 extra to sell. I have pulled me one out. I've got 9 extras to sell. Here's one we haven't had in a long time. This is AC/DC Stiff Upper Lip. These are $34.99. AC/DC Stiff Upper Lip. That is $34.99. I've got 2 of them. I've already got more on the way. We have not had that in quite some time. Stiff Upper Lip by AC/DC. So best thing to do is claim one. I know for sure I've got like a handful more on the way. And so I think like 7 more. I think I've got 7 more on the way. So that'll get several next people at least secured one. And this, usually the way AC/DC or like most catalogs, they do an initial shipment and then they'll get more. So that is $34.99. We have Scotty Hypes first to AC/DC, and we'll go ahead and tag John Sheehan for AC/DC. And then Greg Rogers on Rush. Greg Rogers on Rush, All the World's a Stage. I've got a handful of those left. We're now out of AC/DC, but like I said, there's more coming. Scotty got the first one, John the second. We'll put Darren Wortman down for 1, Mike Massey down for 1, Grant Peltzer down for 1, and Muddy Waters at Newport. This is on purple vinyl. Muddy Waters at Newport. Doc Smith, Dr. Doc Smith was on a waiting list for one of those. That is Doc Smith. I have a rack record of invoice that I didn't order. You just send us a message or an email, and if we got it today, we'll get your invoice fixed in the next, like I just said, 48 hours. So invoices, with all the new sales tax stuff, a lot of invoices I think went out today. So we're still getting adjusted to that. Invoice corrections will be happening the next couple of days. Chris DeMoss on This Muddy Waters, and Dennis Nelson on Rush, All the World's a Stage. This is a 2 LP. I look forward to listening to that tonight. That's one of the few Rush we were waiting on. ZZ Top de Guelo includes Cheap Sunglasses, cut from the original Analog Masters. Always a tough ZZ Top record to get. New, vintage, original, whichever, $31.99. So this is how it comes. This is like a slip case. And then the LP jacket that probably you're more familiar with is inside of that. That is $31.99. David Eberly wants a copy. This is ZZ Top de Guelo. If you're just hopping on, this is the first crate of new vinyl. Please take a moment to, let me show you that right now actually. On the Facebook post, if you could actually hit the like button. You know, I always ask the share. Some people's like, I don't want to share. But if you hit the like button, that really helps bump up the algorithm. We've learned that recently. And second one, if you're watching on YouTube, there's another thumbs up. So anytime you see a button that looks like this on one of our posts, if you could hit that, we'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, Helmet, a restock of Helmet Meantime. These are I don't have some of them sticker, $29.99. Helmet Meantime. There was a waiting list for that. Helmet, there were several people. Dennis Nelson, Bob Reiger, George Ellis, John Ambrosic, and Brandon Jackson. That's Dennis Nelson, Bob Reiger, George Ellis, John Ambrosic, and Brandon Jackson. That is 5 people on the waiting list. And if anybody else wants one, I think I've got 5 more left. Kevin Cubino wants one. And I think I've got 4 left, or 3 left. I got 3 left. Defenders of the Faith, Judas Priest. I've only got 1. No waiting list. $29.99. Enough's Enough's Greatest Hits. We sold a ton of these a couple weeks ago and the following week. This is Purple Splatter Vinyl Gatefold. Enough's Enough's Greatest Hits. $33.99. 2 copies of Loretta Lynn Icon. Loretta Lynn Icon is a Loretta Lynn's Greatest Hits like Blue Kentucky Girl and Coal Miner's Daughter and Fist City. And You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man. I think that's by far some of her biggest hits. $34.99. Samantha Fish, Kill or Be Kind. This was a special request for Joe Gabriel. So Martin Samuels. Who requests this? I'm getting some names. Gary Samuels. I don't know if I said that just a second ago. Gary Samuels said, could you order this? We did. We've got one for him, and I've got an extra if anybody wants it. Samantha Fish, Kill or Be Kind. $31.99. Joe Gabriel That's what it was. His name just popped up. He wants a Nuff's Enough. That's sold to Joe Gabriel. The Circle Jerks. This is live at the House of Blues. Circle Jerks is on yellow vinyl. That is $38.99. And the Best of Muddy Waters is on limited edition. It looks like copper-colored, brownish copper, maybe somewhere in that neighborhood, colored vinyl. That's from Wax Time, $28.99. The Very Best of Everclear is $33.99. The Very Best of Everclear. We had somebody needing one of these. I was either for a waiting list or a return or something. Let me let you know, whoever that is, that did come in. Matt Algram. That might be a return or something. He needed an extra one. But Matt, I've got you one set aside. And this is $33.99. I've only got one copy of the Best of Muddy Waters. That goes to Krista Moss. Stacy Brown, if it's okay, I'll put you on a waiting list. It's only Tuesday. The week is just getting started, so I can definitely get you another one of those in and have it in for this week. And Michael Herrera wants the Circle Jerks. That's a fairly new release, a live album, yellow vinyl. They're actually got a pre-order up for a new color, which I think is red. I don't know if I'll mess with that one, but if anybody's interested, you want to have both colors or a different color, let me know. So 2 copies of the Best of Everclear. That's on splatter vinyl, $33.99. And we got a restock from a different distributor of Rush Fly By Night. And these are interesting. They're not sealed. They're in loose baggies. So very interesting. They're new, obviously, but they're not sealed. They're not in perforated bags like any of the other ones or resealable bags. So that's Rush Fly By Night. They're $33.99, just like all the others we've had. So it looks like a different pressing or pressed somewhere different. Rush Fly By Night, $39.99. So let's go through this crate one more time before I bring up some new vintage stuff. If you haven't already, please make sure you've shared our feed on Facebook. You've liked it on YouTube. We're back to normal schedule. 7 o'clock starts tonight, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. You know the drill, like I said in the post earlier. 7 o'clock starts all this week. That's what's going on. There's the tracks for Everclear. Well, no, he just shared the tracks to Rush. Hopefully Craig will get that for us in just a second. Mitchell, if he doesn't, I'll let you know. But Alice Lowry wants a copy. I've got one copy left. Starting this crate one more time very quickly. Kid Rock's Greatest Hits back in stock. $36.99 for Kid Rock's Greatest Hits. We've got 5 of those. And Rush, All the World's a Stage. If you don't have one of these already, I read off the list. If you want me to one more time, I've got a handful left. We have not had this one yet. $49.99. One copy of ZZ Top de Guelo, $31.99. Let's pull Dave Polek, a Rush Fly By Night. And Tillman Smoot wants a Rush, All the World's a Stage. Y'all got it. Helmet, Meantime, $29.99. I've got 1, 2, 3 copies of that left. I've also got one copy left of Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. 2 copies of Loretta Lynn Icon, which is essentially a greatest hits, $34.99. And Everclear and Samantha Fish. Didn't mean to show those at the same time, but there's Samantha Fish, Kill or Be Kind, $31.99. And the Very Best of Everclear is $33.99. Paul Brothers wants that last copy of Everclear. Let me make sure Mitchell Thomas doesn't want it. I don't think he does, so let's give that to Paul Brothers. Michael Herrera wants that last ZZ Top. And R. Wayne Heat on the Samantha Fish. Here in a minute, I think I've got that live album of hers in the restock, the other restock bin or other new vinyl bin. And, of course, plenty copy of Rush Fly By Night. We're getting low on these. I'm glad these came in because... as y'all know, the other night, we had a huge pre-sale on them, and then I showed them live for the first time, and we sold like 20, 25 copies. So we were kind of needing these. I'm glad they came in, $39.99. So Rush, Loretta Lynn, Judas Priest, Helmet, Rush again, and Kid Rock. Surprised we didn't sell any Kid. This quick story on this Kid Rock's Greatest Hits. Back like last fall, we bought that collection in Birmingham. Huge Kid Rock collector, Kevin Cave of Rock. I think y'all remember his collection. He had, a lot of original Kid Rock albums that are super hard to get, super expensive, super rare. He had this album, which at the time was selling for like $100 or more. I finally talked him out of it, and about that I think we auctioned it, and then that next week they came back into print, which was unfortunate for the person who bought it at auction, but that's how new vinyl goes. You never know. I thought they were out of print. We hadn't seen one for so long, but that's how things like that go. All right, let's go through a crate. We've got 8 crates of new vintage arrivals tonight. 8 crates of new vintage arrivals. Let me just go through these and see what's in here. Let me take a peek at this bin. This one's pretty full. I see a wide diversity of genres and titles. Let's go through this blue crate first. So 8 crates of new vintage arrivals. Will we be able to go through all those? I don't know, but if we don't, we'll have plenty for the next day. I don't think, John said he wasn't going to be here on Friday. I don't think so. That's why he had a lot price today. I got to confirm that with him. But either way, we're going to have a lot of new arrivals this week because where we didn't have a show Monday, and I think he was here Sunday pricing stuff too, we've got a big backlog of new vintage arrivals. Loretta Lynn Icon to Ron Stoltz. And Trey, it is Loretta Lynn Icon, which is a greatest hits comp. I've got one more of those left if anybody wants it. New vintage arrivals. Before I start these, let me step to the back and get our crate of new Japanese arrivals, which I think y'all are really going to like. So let me go grab those. All righty, I'm back. Now, new vintage arrivals, we got some killer 7-inch singles, which we've been getting lately from Japan. We've got some really, really cool ones tonight. I'll start with these 2 here, which I think may be 2 of the neatest ones. Just stuff we never see, stuff that has to come usually straight from Japan. We just don't get this kind of stuff in collections here in the States. Check this out. Why Can't This Be Love? Van Halen, 7-inch single, really, really cool. It's actually a promo. It's a white label promo. Get Up is the B-side. Van Halen, original inner sleeve, and then this is the original picture insert with it. This is going to be a $20 start, a single from 5150. Van Halen, Why Can't This Be Love? And Get Up, that's a $20 start. And Kiss, Hard Luck Woman, and Mr. Speed. Hard Luck Woman and Mr. Speed. And those are singles from what album? Rock and Roll Over. That is Mr. Speed and Hard Luck Woman. Another Kiss Japanese 7-inch single. There's the original inner sleeve. There's the LP, or excuse me, the 7-inch vinyl. Both are near mint and pristine. This actually opens up as like a 2-page flip with the lyrics. That is a $20 start. $20 start for Kiss and Van Halen. Van Halen's already got bids. New vintage arrivals. Let's see what we have in here. First is Big Youth, Naturally Cultural Dread. First, right off the bat, a reggae record, $34.99. Big Youth, $34.99. I told y'all this is going to be, I think, a diverse crate of music. Hall & Oates, bigger than both of us, $19.99. All of our new vintage arrivals, if you're watching for the first time, we have cleaned either by hand or through our ultrasonic cleaner. We've put them in new sleeves. We've checked them, graded them, inspected them. Everything's 100% guarantee. We have a very low return rate. Most people are very happy with what they get from us. Mick Jagger, She's the Boss, $19.99. Mick Jagger, She's the Boss. We got John in the back checking these. He's got 50 years of record collecting and grading and listening and pricing experience, so he handles a lot of records every day. Grinder Switch. Grinder Switch is $19.99. Capricorn, I think that's some Southern rock. Grinder Switch, $19.99. Joy of Cooking, Closer to the Ground. Joy of Cooking is $14.99. That's on the capital label. Let me get this crate. If I get them standing just right, they'll be good for the rest of the night. Joe Cocker. This is Joe Cocker, $24.99. He had an album called Joe Cocker, and then he had an album, Joe Cocker with an exclamation point. I think that's the only difference. Dan Fogelberg and Tim Weisberg, twin sons of different mothers, $9.99. Dan Fogelberg, $9.99. Kansan Uswami Orgasm Partala. Looks like punk, maybe, by the mohawk that's going on here, maybe. $29.99. 2007 German pressing, $29.99. Dancing with Tears in My Eyes. This is from Ultravox. Includes free poster. Does it have the poster with it? $14.99. I don't see a poster. It's a gatefold. No, yep, it has the poster with it. Includes free poster. It's still with it. $14.99. Michael Nesmith compilation. $29.99. Michael Nesmith. You may have heard of him from the band The Monkees. Lonnie Brooks, Wound Up Tight. Lonnie Brooks is $19.99. That looks just like Johnny Winter there with him. That's on the Alligator label, $19.99. And Scorpions, Love Drive with the alternate cover, $34.99. Very clean looking copy. That's an alternate cover for that one, $34.99. All right, let me get updated in the comics right quick. We had a Kiss. We had a Kiss and a Van Halen 45. We had Van Halen 2020, 2020, then 25, 25, Van Halen 25. Let's see, Kiss 26, 27. And Kiss 29, Kiss 28, Kiss 30, Van Halen 27, Kiss 31. Jason Kenton wants the grinder switch. Jason Kinder wants the grinder switch. And yes, Greg, just mail that back to, or send us a message, but mail that back to us. We'll take care of you. And yes, we use the Gold Mine Grady cell. Jason Kenton got grinder switch. Chris DeMoss on LB, which was Lonnie Brooks. That's so to Chris DeMoss. John Mitzmoyer first on the Scorpions. Monica, you were second. And Mike Massey wants the Ultravox. Can you show the Nesmith? I can. It's called Michael Nesmith Compilation, $29.99. Generic inner sleeve, which I think originally came with it. Near mint minus vinyl. So update on our auctions. We had a Van Halen Japanese 7-inch single of Why Can't This Be Love. Calvin Ward has that for $27. That's going twice, going 3 times. And Kiss is with Stacy Metternich at $31. That's Hard Luck Woman and Mr. Speed. Singles from Rock and Roll Over. That's a Japanese 7-inch single. If Kiss isn't already as popular as they are, there's a new movie coming out about the history of Casablanca label, which is really featuring, I'm sure Kiss will heavily be featured in there as they were the, staple of that label for ever, pretty much, or while it was around. So that should be interesting. But if they ever made a movie about Kiss, that would probably even double. But Kiss needs no bump in popularity. Jay Ferguson, All Alone in the End Zone. Jay Ferguson is $9.99. Firefall, Undertow, $9.99. Firefall, Undertow, $9.99. Dan Fogelberg, Netherlands. Dan Fogelberg. Dan Fogelberg is some nice, smooth rock, easy listening. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Now that's one we don't see as often. Last Days in Time. Looks like a 1972 UK pressing. $14.99. That is Earth, Wind, and Fire. LL Cool J, Around the Way Girl. LL Cool J. That's a 12-inch single. $19.99. LL Cool J. Spinning Gold, Spinning Gold. Mike Massey on Canson. I think that was this right here. I think he probably did a little research on that. That's sold to Mike Massey. Donnie Moore wants the Earth, Wind, and Fire. Well, he might want Firefall or he might want Earth, Wind, and Fire. Donnie Moore, let me know if you want Firefall or Earth, Wind, and Fire. Let me know on that, Donnie, before I pull it. And let's see here. Chris DeMoss on LL Cool J. We'll go ahead and pull that for Chris DeMoss. Mark May. Okay, so Donnie Moore was first to Firefall. Mark Shelton just came in first on Earth, Wind, and Fire. Ken Frazier, you were second. We have no new bids. Stacy says going once, going twice. Actually going twice, going 3 times. Final call, Kiss 31, Van Halen 27. I've got several more really cool 7-inch singles like that, and then we'll start our LPs next, though. I've never seen this Madonna 12-inch. Madonna, Keep It Together. Gold stamp promo, maxi single, $24.99. Never seen that before. Madonna, True Blue. This is in shrink wrap with hype sticker. Very nice looking copy. $24.99 for Madonna, True Blue. And Bob Dylan, Dylan. Very clean looking copy. It is $34.99. Madonna is first to, or excuse me, other way around. Donnie Moore first to Madonna. In the works, maybe you could play Gene. I'm probably as tall as him. I don't know if I could. Yeah, maybe. If I put on some of those high heel like boots they wear, for sure. David Eberly, you were second on True Blue by Madonna. A tribute to Ricky Nelson, All My Best. That is $19.99. I think that's, yeah, that's his music. It's not like a tribute of his music. That is his music. 1999. The Beatles' Let It Be. $29.99. This is a purple capital reissue. $29.99. The Beatles' Let It Be. Harry Chapman, Greatest Stories Live. $14.99. Greatest Stories Live. $14.99. All right, Van Halen is sold to Calvin Ward for $27. Stacey Metternich gets the Kiss single for $31. Those are both sold and sold. And Hard Times, Run DMC, Jam Master Jay, Run DMC, $19.99 on the profile label, 12-inch single with the original company sleeve. Those are Hard Times and Jam Master Jay by Run DMC, $19.99 on that. I Wanted First Madonna, Not True Blue. Correction. Donnie Moore gets this Madonna 12-inch, and David Eberly gets True Blue. Tanner has got that. He's on top of it. Hank Williams Jr. and the Cheatin' Hearts, Just Pickin', No Singin'. Now, that's one I don't see too often. $24.99, 1973 MGM label, Hank Williams Jr. $24.99 on that one. Let me put up two new Japanese auctions. Okay, these are EX, but they're two really good titles. Two I don't recall having in a long time. First, we have the Rolling Stones, Through the Past Darkly. We have graded this one EX for a Japanese pressing. That means it probably just has a light scuff. Yep, there on side 1. Nothing on side 2. So not a bad copy whatsoever. This is called Through the Past Darkly, which is Big Hits Volume 2 by the Stones. This has the obi. It's a gatefold. It originally came out as an octagonal cover. In Japan, they reissued it with the actual 4 corners. Great track listing, though. Ruby Tuesday, Dandelion, Honky Tonk Women, 2000 Light Years from Home, very psychedelic song from Satanic Majesty's Request. This is going to be a $45 start for the Rolling Stones with obi, gatefold, EX vinyl. Here's a really good sounding Japanese press. I think I have one of these. This is also EX, which means it's not near mint and pristine, but it's close. Maybe just a couple stray marks on the surface, nothing whatsoever affecting it. This is going to be a $35 start. There's the lyric inner sleeve. Here's the Japanese insert. And then the cover has a little bit of foxing here on the edge. There's some great music, though. America's Greatest Hits. Really good stuff. Some of my favorites. $35 start on that. Donnie's In on the Stones. America's a $35 start. Elton John, Breaking Hearts, $19.99. Original inner sleeve, $19.99 for Elton John. Split Ends, Time and Tide. Split Ends is $14.99. Time and Tide. Split Ends, True Colors. Split Ends, True Colors. This has the really cool etching on it, if you've never seen that before. So back-to-back split ends there. And Elton John, Too Low for Zero. This has his hit song, I'm Still Standing. Original inner sleeve, $19.99, Elton John. Led Zeppelin Presents is $44.99. Looks like a decent U.S. press. The vinyl is very nice. Cover about VG+. If you ever see a pure white, clean Led Zeppelin Presents, you've got something a little bit better than most, because most of them show a little bit of wear like this one. $44.99. Vinyl's very nice on that. This looks like the Rolling Stones. It is. The Rolling Stones, Liver Than You'll Ever Be. Limited to 1,000 copies. It looks like a live picture disc from the Rolling Stones. $74.99. Never seen that before. Black Uhuru is $34.99. Another reggae record. The other one from the first of the crate didn't get grabbed. Black Uhuru is $34.99. Ricky Skaggs, Kentucky Thunder. This is a gold stamp promo, $14.99. Original inner sleeve. Ricky Skaggs and Bread, Baby I'ma Want You, $9.99. Craig Thomas first on Black Uhuru. Craig got that one. Final call on America. Jocko Belli has that for $35, going twice, going 3 times. I'll give another warning for the Rolling Stones because Fred just bid $45, but we already had a $45 bid. Donnie Moore was in first. Fred Carnell wants True Colors. That was Split Ends. That sold to Fred Carnell. And David Williams wants Bread. Okay, next is REO Speedwagon, 9 Lives. Nice copy of that, $19.99. Original inner sleeve. It looks like it's a little ripped here. Let me fix that for a second. REO Speedwagon and Charlie Daniels Saddle Tramp, $24.99 for Charlie Daniels. Some kind of box set here. Laurie Anderson. This is Laurie Anderson United States Live box set, $49.99. Never seen that before. $49.99. Michael Nesbitt. Michael Nesbitt. There's another one, $24.99 for this one. This is called And the Hits Just Keep On Coming. Michael Nesbitt, $24.99. Mark Don and Mel. This is a Grand Funk Railroad compilation. Mark Don and Mel, 69 to 71. Very clean looking copy. It's got a glossy cover, $34.99. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Price on Hank and the Cheaters. That is $24.99. Hank and the Cheating Hearts is $24.99, Gary. Fred Carnell is back in on the Stones at 47. Donnie's right back in at 50. And let's go ahead and sell Jocko Belli Dante, the America album, for 35. That's sold to Jocko Belli. Hall & Oates, Abandoned Luncheonette, $19.99. This has got a, I guess it's considered a deep cut, but, well, it has She's Gone on it, but the, where's the one I like on here? When the Morning Comes. Great Hall & Oates song. That's a $35 start. Let's do another Japanese 7-inch single. I've never seen this one before. I never had it. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road from Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. The B-side is Screw You. Elton John, Japanese 7-inch single. This one is also like a little 2-page flip. $20 start on this. There's the original inner sleeve. And of course, as always, the vinyl is basically unplayed. Very cool Japanese 7-inch single of that. That's a $20 start. That's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road is the A-side hit on that one. Ron Stoltz is first on the Hall & Oates. Donnie Moore is back in on the Stones at 50. Gary Samuels, Let Me Know, or excuse me, not Gary Samuels. And where am I coming up with these names? Fred Carnell, let me know if you're in or out on that. The Isley Brothers, Giving It Back. It's got a promo sticker on the front. John didn't make a note. Giving It Back. It has a hop sticker as well. Love the One You're With. W. L. Hall III, P.O. Box 5677, Station B, Vanderbilt University. Interesting. Let's see if the label's a promo copy. Isley Brothers, and it's not. Very nice copy, though. T-neck label. Come from somebody's collection from Vanderbilt. $24.99, Isley Brothers. We don't get those very often. Ripple is $44.99. This is a 1973 white label promo. Ripple self-titled. GRC label, $44.99. And Sugarloaf Express featuring Lee Rittenauer. This is a 1977 Japanese pressing, $34.99. All right, Fred's out on the Stones. Let's go ahead and sell that to Donnie Moore for $50. Elton John is going twice, going 3 times before I end it. No bid yet, looking for a $20 start. Something in the Night, Pure Prairie League. Pure Prairie League, $14.99. And Pure Prairie League Bustin' Out. This is the one with Amy on it. $24.99. Tan RCA label. And Quarter Flash is also $19.99. Very nice looking copy. All right, let me put up another Japanese LP. We have Yes 90125. This is near mint and pristine. Yes 90125. This is going to be a $40 start. The last one we had was like a VG Plus or something. Best my memory. This is nice copy. 2 Japanese inserts. Big hit on this one is Owner of a Lonely Heart. And there's the very nice cover with Obi. That's a $40 start on Yes 90125. Okay, Little River Band, Diamantina Cocktail, $9.99 for Little River Band. And Dixie Dregs, Night of the Living Dregs, $14.99 for the Dixie Dregs. Climax Blues Band, Reel to Reel. That is $9.99. And the Counts, Love Sign, $34.99 from 1973. The Counts, Love Sign. Fall Into Spring, Rita Coolidge is $9.99. Carlene's in on the Stones, so we'll do that as a final call. About to sell that for $20. If no one bids on that, I'm going to make that a buy it now the same time I end Elton John. Chicago number 3, I believe. Chicago 3, $19.99. It is. Very nice copy. That is a 2 LP. Chicago's first 3 albums were all double albums. Maybe their first 4. Donnie Moore, first 2 Quarter Flash. And we have The Members. The Members is $14.99. Rhythm, Downbeat. The Members, $14.99. Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor. This has got the original brown bag with it, $44.99. If you're curious on the cover variant, I will show it right quick. If I can slide it out of the bag. Let's see. This is cover variant E. If you didn't know, there's like, I think A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, 7 or 8 different cover variants of this. H-I-J, I don't know, maybe 9. I'm not for sure, but this is a nice copy. In the original brown bag, that is $44.99. Led Zeppelin's final original release studio album. They had something that come out later called Coda after John Bottom died, but that was it right there. Bob Dylan, Infidels, $34.99. All right, so yes, we had Arm Lozelle at 40. Colin Butler was second at 41. Mike Massey wants the Members. Monica Malley first on Led Zeppelin. Colin back in on Yes at 41. And let's go ahead and sell Carlene to Elton John for 20. That's sold to Carlene. Let me run through these titles one more time. If you want prices, just let me know. I'm going to grab our next crate of new vinyl. And then I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8. This is number 8. So I've got 7 more crates of vintage arrivals to go through. So Arm Lozelle's back in on Yes at 42. So we got some bids on that. Let me go ahead and put up our next Japanese 7-inch single. This is from a band called The Beatles. You may have heard of them, and you may have heard of these 2 songs, Hey Jude and Revolution. Now that's a good one. Japanese 7-inch, $20 start, and check this out. Red vinyl. Wow, that's beautiful. Red vinyl. This is Hey Jude and Revolution on Apple. There is the original Apple sleeve. Here is the Japanese picture insert. It also opens up like this. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. That is on red vinyl. That's a $20 start. Here's what's left in this bin. If you want a price, let me know. We have Big Youth, Naturally Cultural Dread, or you can go ahead and claim them. Second time going through these. Hall & Oates, Bigger Than Both of Us. Mick Jagger, She's the Boss. Joy of Cooking, Closer to the Ground. Joe Cocker, self-titled. Dan Fogelberg, Tim Weisberg. Michael Nesmith compilation. Jay Ferguson, All Alone in the End Zone. Netherlands, Dan Fogelberg. Bob Dylan, Dylan. A tribute to Ricky Nelson. The Beatles, Let It Be. That's a Purple Capitol label pressing. Harry Chapman, Greatest Stories Live. Run DMC, 12-inch single. Hank Williams Jr. and the Cheatin' Hearts. Elton John, Breaking Hearts. Split Ends, Time Tide. Elton John, Too Low for Zero. Led Zeppelin, Presence is still available. Man. Achilles' Last Stand. The Rolling Stones Picture Disc, which is a live concert. Ricky Skaggs, Kentucky Thunder. REO Speedwagon, 9 Lives. Charlie Daniels, Saddle Tramp. Laurie Anderson, Run, or United States Live. That's a live box set. Michael Nesmith, The Hits Keep Coming. Mark, Don, and Mel, which is a Grand Funk Railroad Greatest Hits, 69 to 71. The Isley Brothers, Giving It Back. Ripple, self-titled. Sugarloaf Express, featuring Lee Ritenour. Pure Prairie League, Little River Band, Dixie Dregs, Climax Blues Band, The Counts, Fall Into Spring, Rita Coolidge, Chicago 3, and Bob Dylan, Infidels. Okay, update on Yes. We had 43, and then Colin back in at 44, so Arm Lozelle, let me know if you're in or out. And then the Beatles, we had 20, 25, another 25, and a 30. Craig Johnson wants Let It Be. Sell that to Craig Johnson. So the price on the Zepp is $44.99. The Beatles is at 30, and Arm Lozelle's back in on Yes at 45. If anybody wants a price in there, let me know. Somebody said Laurie Anderson, best price. Not really ready to discount any of the new arrivals right now, but this one, I will take $45 for it. That's a 10% discount. But because it is a little bit pricier record, I will go ahead and tell you I will take $45 for that. If we have time, we might do a big recap of everything that I'm showing tonight. Last part of the show, and then I'll entertain some offers on a few things. Ripple was a promo copy, self-titled, $44.99. Chicago 3, Christopher Nagy, was $19.99, and Ron Stoltz wants the Hall & Oates. Ron gets the Hall & Oates. That was the second record in the bin. I've got it right here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Led Zeppelin, Chicago 3, Hall & Oates, Ripple, and Kirk Fields says he will give $45 for the Laurie Anderson. Sell that to Kirk Fields for $45. Good deal. All right, so some new vinyl. I think I seen somebody out on Yes, that was Colin. So Arm Lozelle has that for $45, going twice, going 3 times. That is Yes 90125. And Final Call on the Beatles, Christopher Nagy has that for $30. I'll probably end those at the same time if no one else bids. And let's go ahead and sell Chicago 3 to Christopher Nagy. Okay, so as you can tell, there's a lot of new vinyl in here. Let me get my camera centered. And first thing we have, if I can speak proper English, is The Cars. One second. My thing is odd right now. The Cars self-titled, $29.99. The classic 1978 debut record $29.99. The Cars self-titled. Haven't had that as a single LP reissue in quite some time. The Specials, Ghost Town. The Specials is on splatter vinyl, black and white splatter vinyl, $33.99 on the Specials. And Taylor Swift, Evermore, $31.99. This is green vinyl, Taylor Swift, Evermore. Kevin Kubina wants a Cars. Just a couple hits on this one. Just What I Needed, My Best Friend's Girl, Good Times Roll, Moving in Stereo, All Mixed Up, Bye Love, one of my favorites, You're All I've Got Tonight. That is $29.99. Sell one to Kevin. I've got two left. The Beatles Past Masters, $54.99. That's a 2LP remaster of the Beatles Past Masters. That's all the Beatles singles and B-sides, $54.99. Josh Duvall on the Specials. Sell that to Josh Duvall. And we got two copies of Muddy Waters After the Rain. Muddy Waters After the Rain. Two copies of that, $29.99. John Howard also wants a copy of the Specials. We have one around here somewhere, so just put down his name, please. I'll either find that after the show or I'll make sure and get you one ordered, John Howard. But I don't have one to tag for you right now, but I do have them. Chris DeMoss wants Muddy Waters. I've got another one of those left, and so does Michael Nath. Of course, our two biggest blues buyers. If anybody else wants a copy, let me know, because that was the only two we had. Let's go ahead and end these auctions. Yes is sold to Arm Lozelle for $45, and Christopher Nagy gets the red vinyl. Red vinyl, that's beautiful. That is the Beatles. That is $30. That's sold to Christopher Nagy. Let me put up two new ones before I go back to this crate. We'll do something very similar to, yes, it's 9012 Live, the solos. And this is Near Mint and Pristine with Obi. This is also a $40 start, just like the regular studio album. Changes. Great live version of that. Hold On. Soon. This is a $40 start. 902, the solos. There's the Japanese insert. There's the cover and Obi. That's a $40 start for Yes. And we have a Rat album. Dancing Undercover. Near Mint and Pristine Japanese pressing. You'll be hearing me say that a lot. Near Mint and Pristine Japanese pressing. There is the LP. This has a Japanese insert with it. It also has this 2-page insert as well. Very nice copy. No wear, no spots on this one. Nice corners, Obi. That's a $65 start. So $65 and $40 starts for those two. So where did we get to? We had the Cars. I think I skipped the Sex Pistols. Never mind the Bullocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. That's $29.99. The Cars, Taylor Swift, the Beatles, a restock of Robert Plant and Alison Krauss, Raisin Sand. There was somebody on a waiting list for this. Patrick Lear. Patrick, I've already got a copy pulled for you. You was on a waiting list from last week. So that's $44.99. That is to you. We have Doom Crew, Black Label Society, Doom Crew Inc. That is $39.99. That is on limited edition clear and black ice vinyl. $39.99. Doom Crew Inc. There's 3 copies of that. We got like an entire crate of Smashing Pumpkins back in stock. Siamese Dream. $99.99 for Smashing Pumpkins. We have Stoned Gold Country, a 60th anniversary to the Rolling Stones. This was something a few people requested we should get. It's evidently really good. It's got very well-known, popular, current, and people that's been around for a while, like Brooks and Dunn doing Rolling Stones. This is $44.99. So Brooks and Dunn doing Honky Tonk Women, Elle King, Tumble and Die, Steve Earle doing Angie, Zach Brown Band doing Paint It Black. That's interesting. Eric Church, Gimme Shelter, Little Big Town, Wild Horses. That is Stone Cold Country, today's hottest country superstars tribute to the Rolling Stones. $44.99. That's a 2 LP. Rat 55, Rat 65, Rat 70. Joe Gabriel wants a Stone Cold Country. I have 2 more of those. The Grateful Dead. This is $99.99. Grateful Dead, One from the Vault. $99.99. Recorded live at the Great American Music Hall in 1975. This is Classic Live Dead, finally back in print on vinyl, originally only available in Europe. This marks the first ever American LP release, newly remastered by Joe Gastwitt and lacquers cut by Kevin Gray, Coherent Audio, and records pressed at RTI. 3 LP set housed in a heavy Trifold Jacket. Wow, they give a lot of information on that one. Triple LP, pressed at RTI, Kevin Gray remaster, Grateful Dead. That is $99.99. Very cool. How much was Stone Cold Country? That was $44.99. Stacy Metternich wants a copy. Paul's in at 40 on Yes. Okay, so Yes has a bid, going twice, going 3 times to Paul Brothers. Rat is at 70 with Craig Proper. That's going twice, going 3 times. I got 2 copies of that that Grateful Dead available. Sex Pistols, this is called No Future UK. That's on yellow and black vinyl. Sex Pistols is $29.99. 2 copies back in stock of Black Label Society Mafia. Black Label Society Mafia. Those are $39.99 for Black Label Society. Martin Pryor, we had you down for a copy of Black Label Society 1919, Black Label Society Blessed Hellride, and Black Label Society Mafia. So, Martin Pryor, those 3 Black Label Societies did come back in for you. I'm going to set those over here because I need to put price tags on them. And price tags on these. I left some price tags off. Black Label Society, Stronger Than Death. Now, this is one I don't think I've had. There's 2 or 3 in here that I haven't had before. I may have had this one. Stronger Than Death. That is $39.99. $39.99. Black Label Society. Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. That is $29.99. We had 1 person waiting on that. No, 2 people. Joe Valente and Todd Tempton. Joe Valente and Todd Tempton. We have you down already for a Judas Priest. Okay, let's go ahead and sell Yes to Paul Brothers for $40. And Craig Proper got the Rat for $70. Those are both sold. Let me pause there in the middle of that crate to put up 2 new Japanese singles. We've got another Elton John that I don't think I have seen maybe but one other time, and a very popular David Lee Roth that we never seem to can keep in stock. This is Danielle and Skyline Pigeon, another 7-inch Japanese single from Elton John. Once again, looks unplayed. Very, very nice. There is the inner sleeve, and here's the actual picture insert flip. $20 start on this one as well. Daniel, or Danielle, as he says it in the song. And David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Smile. Pristine, near mint minus, Japanese pressing. This is a $45 start. Super nice, as you would expect with the vinyl. There's the Japanese insert. Here is the 2-page flip. No spots or anything on this one. $45 start, David Lee Roth. Alice Lowry wants a Judas Priest. That's $29.99. I don't have a sticker on it. Those got overlooked somehow. That's what happens when I end up pricing vinyl. Now I know for sure I've never had this Black Label Society. This one is called Alcohol Fueled Brutality Live. And they spelt that brew, like B-R-E-W. That is originally a Record Store Day. First time on vinyl, it said in 10 years. 2 LP colored vinyl. I think that's green that kind of matches the cover. $39.99. Black Label Society. Never had that one before. Grant Peltzer also wants a Judas Priest, so I'm now sold out of that title again. And another Grateful Dead. This is called Two from the Vault. I won't go into the full description, but it's $129.99. Looks like this one's from 1968, and it may be a 4 LP. That's a 4 LP box. Two from the Vault. That is $129.99. Another Grateful Dead. So there's 2 different Grateful Dead live releases in there. Warren Zevon, Excitable Boy. That is the glow-in-the-dark red colored vinyl, $29.99, which we had several people on a waiting list for that one. Never can have enough of these. Joe Valente and Sherry Darnell. Joe Valente and Sherry Darnell. Of course, that has his big song on it, Lawyers, Gun and Money, and Werewolves of London, which most people ask when I show a Warren Zevon if that song's on the album. Black Label Society, 1919 Eternal, $39.99, and Blessed Hellride. A lot of new Black Label Society restocks. And here's another one. I've never had this one. School Age. Of course, Zakk Wylde, guitarist, Black Label Society. This is also originally a Record Store Day from April of last year. Green vinyl, $39.99. $39.99. Grant got a Judas Priest. John's at 55 on David Lee Roth. Mitchell wants a Warren Zevon. Bob Riger wants a 1919 Eternal, and David's in at 60 on David Lee Roth. Final call before I make this a buy it now. $20 start on the Danielle Japanese 7-inch single. B-side was Skyline Pigeon, which is an early track of his. All right, one more rundown on these. We have Nevermind the Bollocks, Sex Pistols, $29.99. The Car, self-titled. Really surprised we didn't sell out of that. $29.99. Taylor Swift, Evermore. The Beatles, Past Masters. Robert Plant, Alison Krauss, Raisin Sand, Black Label Society, that one's Doom Crew, Siamese Dream, last copy of Stone Cold Country, the Stones tribute country artist, Grateful Dead, One from the Vault, Sex Pistols, No Future UK, Stronger Than Death, Alcohol Brutality Live, Grateful Dead, Two from the Vault, Warren Zevon, Excitable Boy, 1919 Eternal, more Black Label Society, and more Black Label Society. I need to spread all those out and take a picture of them. And we have Mafia as well, which also have corner dings on them, which I may send those back or discount them. Probably just send them back. And those are all available. Lots of Black Label Society in there. The price on Siamese Dream was $99.99. We have 65 on David Lee Roth, and Tony Murphy's at 20 on Elton John. Tony, thank you. So Tony is in on that. That's a final warning now that Tony is in on that. All right, let me go through this next crate. Let me figure out which one I actually want to go through. John's prize stuff from all eras and all ages back there, all different collections it looks like. I'm just going to start from the top and we'll work our way down through all these. All new vintage arrivals here. David Tate says he's out on the David Lee Roth. David's out on David. That means John Mincemoyer is the high bidder. $65 on David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Smile. Next, bin of new vintage arrivals. Waylon Jennings. Waylon, Dreamin' My Dreams, $24.99. Very nice copy. Tan RCA label, Waylon Jennings. Magical Mystery Tour. Appears to be very nice. It's an Apple repress. Very clean copy, though, of Magical Mystery Tour, $34.99. That's by the Beatles. Grover Washington Jr., Soul Box. Grover Washington Jr. is $29.99. Kevin Kubina, first to Waylon Jennings. We have Richie Foray. This is $9.99. I think Richie was in a band called Buffalo Springfield. $9.99 on Richie. The Fabulous Poodles, $14.99. Think Pink. That's a white label promo. Fabulous Poodles, $14.99. Loggins of Messina, full sale, $9.99. Charlie, Fight Dirty. Charlie, $19.99. That's a picture disc. All right, let's go ahead and end David Lee Roth. John Mincemoyer has that for $65. Sold to John for $65, and Tony, you get the Elton John for $20. We sold Goodbye Yellow Brick Road a moment ago. I've got another couple Japanese singles to do. Let's do the other and the final and last Elton John I have, and let's go ahead and do the Led Zeppelin as well. So $20 start again on these. This is Pinball Wizard and Better Off Dead. Elton in one of his classic outfits there. $20 start. There's the original inner sleeve. Once again, the vinyl is very nice. This is a $20 start. Elton John from Tommy, Pinball Wizard. Led Zeppelin, very cool Japanese 7-inch here. Black Dog and Misty Mountain Hop, two singles off their fourth album, which was technically untitled, but we know it as Led Zeppelin 4. There is the Japanese picture insert. Pretty cool. Looks like it's, well, wouldn't that be awesome if those signatures were real? Oh my gosh. Starting bid would be closer to like $5,000 instead of $20. Led Zeppelin, Black Dog, and Misty Mountain Hop, two Japanese 7-inch singles. $20 starts on those. Straub's, Bursting at the Seams. Straub's is $14.99. 10 Years After, Cricklewood Green. 10 Years After is $19.99. By the way, at some point this week, I plan on doing like 3 or 4 entire crates of punk rock and hardcore music like y'all have seen before from all those different collections we've recently acquired in the last 6 months. So be looking for when I officially say we're going to do that. It will probably be Thursday or Friday, maybe Saturday. But yeah, so I've got a big selection of that we've kind of held off to the back. I'm getting tired of it kind of in the way back there. I was like, well, we just need to set a night and go ahead and knock all that out. John can probably go ahead and get some new stuff ready. We might can make a whole night of it. So, or at least mix it in with some other stuff. So 10 Years After is $19.99. 10 Years After, Alvin Lee and Company. Some nice 10 Years After albums here. I mean, there's 3 consecutive OG, nice 10 Years After. Waylon Jennings Live, $24.99. Mike Massey, I'll make sure to do it on a night that you're not working or traveling. I'll make sure you're watching. Fiona is $9.99. And Lou Reed, Coney Island Baby. Lou Reed is $34.99. All right, so Led Zeppelin is at $30 with Greg Rogers. No bid yet on Elton. Looking for a $20 start. Motels. The Motels is $14.99. This is called Careful by the Motels, $14.99. Rod Stewart, Absolutely Live. That's a 2LP, $26.99. It's mostly punk and hardcore. The first night I really showed a lot of that stuff. I said it was going to be metal. There was some metal, but it's mostly punk and hardcore music with that. But I'll kind of give some hype or flip videos, something, because there is some metal in there, but not a lot. Emerson Lake Palmer, pictures at an exhibition, $19.99. Al Jarreau, or Jarreau, can't get that last syllable correct. I'll Fly Home. AJ is $9.99, gold stamp promo. And Lies, Lies, Lies by Bill, who? Lawrence? Bill Lawrence. That is $14.99. Okay, Led Zeppelin, we had 30, then 33, and then 31. So 33 is the high bid with Calvin Ward. Donnie Moore was first to the Motels. Donnie Moore first to Motels. Josh Ragland says it's Roe. Al Jarreau. Michael Nesmith, pretty much your standard ranch stash. Well, we got a lot of Michael Nesmith the last couple shows. That one's $34.99. Greg Rogers is at $35 on Led Zeppelin. Wild Angel, Nelson Slater, $19.99. Wild Angel, Nelson Slater, $19.99 on that. Steve Bosphorus says he wants the Al Jarreau. Calvin's at $37 on Led Zeppelin. The Gene Pitney Story, $14.99. Gene Pitney Story. Grin is $19.99. Usually it says Grin featuring Niles Lofgren, but that's what that same is. $19.99. The Jimi Hendrix Concerts, 2LP, $49.99. A collection of his most exciting performances, and that is an official on the Reprise label. American Boy and Girl, Garland Jeffries, $9.99. Juventude, first on Grin. Sell that to Juventude. And Shaken Street, $24.99. Led Zeppelin's between Greg and Calvin. Calvin has it at $37. Another Alvin Lee, not with 10 years after, just Alvin Lee. Pump Iron, $19.99. Donnie Moore first to Garland Jeffries. That's sold to Donnie Moore. Zager and Evans in the year 2525. This is $19.99 for 2525. Badfinger, $19.99 for Badfinger. That's actually their self-titled album. It's not their first album, but it's their self-titled album from 74, $19.99. Waylon Jennings, Are You Ready for the Country? Waylon Jennings. This is actually a gatefold. I don't know if they're all gatefolds, but this one is. I don't recall seeing that too many times as a gatefold. $24.99 for Waylon. Brian C. first to 25.25. Final call. Greg hasn't said out, but Calvin has Led Zeppelin for $37. I'm going to go ahead and make Elton first thing tonight that hadn't got a live bid, but you can buy it for $20 if you want it. This is Elton John, Pinball Wizard, Japanese 7-inch single. Very cool artwork on that one. Very cool picture, I should say. Kevin Kubina wants both Waylon. There's one. I think there was a couple back, right? Yeah, Waylon Live. So this is both sold to Kevin. Greg's back in on Led Zeppelin at $39, and Tracy Miller will take the Elton John single for $20. Okay, let's move to albums. I do have more singles, but let me put up an album. They're very popular. We have at least one, it seems like every night, but we haven't had any in the last few shows. Billy Joel, The Stranger. Near Mint and Pristine, Japanese 7-inch single. Just the Way You Are, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, Moving Out, Vienna, Only the Good Die Young. A classic Billy Joel album. There's the Japanese insert. $35 start on BJ, Billy Joel. Very nice cover of Obi. $35 start on that. And that is a top copy. Led Zeppelin's at $40 with Calvin Ward. ZZ Top, Afterburner, gold stamp promo. The cover has some creases. The vinyl is Near Mint minus. Gold stamp promo. Not a promo label though. $24.99. Niles Lofgren. This is called Cry Touch. Niles Lofgren, $14.99. We just had a Grin album. The Doobie Brothers. This is a quadraphonic pressing, a quad pressing of Stampede. $34.99. $34.99. The Jupiter Menace soundtrack. Jupiter Menace soundtrack, $19.99. And Target. Target is $14.99. Led Zeppelin's at $40. That is a Japanese 7-inch single of Black Dog. and Misty Mountain Hop. It's got a cool, excuse me, while the fire truck drives by the store. Live shot there of Led Zeppelin, circa 1970, 71 probably. Craig is at, well, before that, we had Kirk at 35 on The Stranger, Craig Johnson at 40, David Eberly wants the ZZ Top Afterburner. Badfinger, it was near mint, or near mint minus, I should say. Original company inner sleeve. Yes, very nice on the vinyl. Does have a clip corner. Very nice, though. $34.99. Colin Butler, first on Target. Still battling on Led Zeppelin. Greg's at 41. Robin Trower, Bridge of Sighs, $24.99. OG Press, Green Chrysalis label. Great stuff there. I enjoy listening to that. The Byrds, don't get this too often. Sweetheart of the Rodeo. It is a repress label, but a very, I don't know if that was on a 2i or not. I have a feeling it is, but that's a very nice copy of a Byrds album we don't get too often. $39.99. And Lou Reed Live, Take No Prisoners. Another 2LP. That is $39.99. Brent Rabley said take Badfinger. That's sold to Brent Rabley. Ken Frazier on Robin Trower. And I have a feeling these last two is going to sell too, the Byrds and Lou Reed. But let me recap that crate. Not before I update these two auctions. Craig Johnson's at 40 on Billy Joe. That's going twice, going 3 times. Kirk Fields, let me know if you're in or out, or if you want to bid again. Whichever, it's up to you. If not, I'll sell it right quick. Calvin's officially out on Led Zeppelin. Greg has that for 41. That's also a final call. And Colin Butler said he'll take the Byrds. These do not stay around very long, whether they're VG minus or sealed. We always sell that record. Kirk is back in on Billy Joe at 45. Just like the last crate, I'm going to read through these titles one more time. If you want any prices, let me know. We're going to be heavy on new vintage arrivals tonight. I will go through a little bit of new vinyl that's laying around here. I'm probably going to go right into another crate of vintage right after this. If you want any prices, let me know. Magical Mystery Tour. Let me see if the booklet is still attached to the spine. It's usually in here, but sometimes they're loose. And, well, this one might not have been stapled originally. I'm not for sure. It might not have been stapled. I thought they all were, but it's nice. None of the pages are detached. That's an Apple pressing, but a nice, clean, vintage copy of that. $34.99. Penny Lane. Wow. Strawberry Fields. Hello, Goodbye. Like I said, how simple of a song, Hello, Goodbye. No one had thought of that until then. I mean, how simple, but so great. $34.99. Billy Joe, 47, 50, 52, 60. Craig's at 60, and they're still bidding on that. Grover Washington Jr., if you want any prices, let me know. Richie Foray, Fabulous Poodles, that was a promo copy. Loggins, Messina, Full Sail. Charlie, Straubs, Bursting at the Seams. There's 3 10 years after. There's actually 4, counting the Alvin Lee. Cricklewood Green, and Alvin Lee and Company. Fiona, Coney Island Baby by Lou Reed. Rod Stewart, Absolutely Live. This has got great tracks on it. He's doing some of his stuff with Faces too. And Do You Think I'm Sexy, Maggie May, some of his classic stuff. Really good. Well, I thought he was doing some stuff with Faces. Yeah, Stay With Me with Kim Carnes and Tina Turner. That's $26.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Bill Loritz, Michael Nesbitt, Nelson Slater, Gene Pitney, Jimi Hendrix Concerts, Shakin' Street, Alvin Lee, Niles Lofgren, Doobie Brothers, that's a quadraphonic pressing, Jupiter Menace, and Lou Reed Live. All right, we got 2 people out on Billy Joe. Craig still the high bidder at 60, and we can go ahead and sell Led Zeppelin to Greg Rogers for 41. Greg got Led Zeppelin for 41. Ron Stoltz says, Beatles, I was about to say, there hadn't been many of these left behind before. Beatles is sold to Ron Stoltz. That's the best Stewart Live album made. There you have it. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised no one's grabbed that yet. Let me put up a new Japanese auction. We just sold a single. I've got 2 left in here. Let me do the next one, which is a hit smash single. #1 in Japan, #1 in America. This is called Call Me by Blondie. Theme from the American Gigolo. $20 start for Call Me. The B-side is an instrumental version. Looks pretty much unplayed. Very nice near mint Japanese insert. There's the original inner sleeve. Debbie Harry, Blondie, $20 start. All right, we got final call on Billy Joe. That's $20 start. The quadraphonic Doobie Brothers was $34.99. Let me grab a new crate of vintage. I'm going to do that right now. We got, I still got 4 more up here to go through, and then we've got a whole batch in the back. Let me figure out which one I want to go through next. That one looks good. This one looks good. Let's go through this one. All righty. About to sell Billy Joel. I have no idea what's in here. Neither do you. We're about to find out together. All new vintage arrivals. All new vintage arrivals. Priced in the last 48 hours. The Beatles White Album. We have an embossed one with a serial number. Number Jacksonville Press with poster and photos. $69.99. Pretty clean, decent copy of the White Album. $69.99. Has the poster and the photos. $69.99 if I can get it back in here. So that's a U.S. He didn't put a year. Jacksonville Press. It's serial number 1,853,579. I think you can tell by the serial number what year they were pressed. $69.99. Tom Fogerty, Deal It Out. Tom Fogerty is $24.99. And Carole King, 1-to-1. Carole King. Now, I don't know if I've ever had that one before. $14.99. 1982, too. Seems like we would have had that one pop up by now. Rubber Soul in shrink wrap, $39.99. Very nice copy. It's on the Apple label. That's an Apple Winchester press, $39.99. Wings Over America. That's a triple LP live Wings, Paul McCartney, $39.99 with the poster. Wings Over America, $39.99. John Mayall, USA Union. John Mayall is $29.99. USA Union, red polydor label, very nice. And John Mayall, The Turning Point, also $29.99, red polydor label. All right, Donnie Moore, first on Carole King. That is sold to Donnie Moore. I'm going to put that on top of the Beatles. I'm not going to lay on top of the single. So Carole King, Donnie Moore, Retro Class Entertainment second. Ivan is first on Rubber Soul. Ryan Foster was second. And let's see the last three digits. Well, I need to sell this, Jim. I was actually coming to sell it. I've had this up for a long time, and I've done a couple calls on it. This is sold to Craig Johnson for $60. And final call on the, well, actually, let me make this a buy it now. Blondie is a $20 start, or excuse me, $20 buy it now for Blondie. Call me. $20 buy it now on that. And that's a $20 buy it now. $20 buy it now on Blondie. Call me. Okay, next two Japanese pressings. And Jim, I think there's another Billy Joel in here. It may be the same album. Give me a second and I'll see what I can come up with. But like I said, I usually have one of those about 4 times a week, it seems like. Just like 52nd Street. 52nd Street is a $35 start. Billy Joel, near mint and pristine copy. $35 start. And this has the original inner sleeve with it. Japanese insert, 2-page flip, and really nice cover. Once again, another top copy. If anybody ever has any questions about catalog numbers, matrix numbers, feel free to ask, especially sooner the better, so I can get that information to you. And what is this? We have a copy of Led Zeppelin 2. Japanese press, copy of Led Zeppelin 2. No condition notes on this one. Super clean, near mint minus copy. The insert has a couple of spots on it here and there. And the cover, not bad whatsoever. You can tell it's got a little bit. We're going to have to call that a VG Plus, but not a bad jacket whatsoever. And that's going to be a $75 start for Led Zeppelin 2. Hadn't had a Japanese Led Zeppelin album, or at least Led Zeppelin 2 in quite some time. Ivan Villavenicio on Blondie. That's sold to Ivan for $20, and Billy Joel is a $35 start. John Young, can I see sides 1 and 4 of the White Album? Sides 1, there's sides 1. Matrix is SWBO 1-101-A71. SWBO-1-101-A71. And side 4 on this one, there's 3. Side 4, there's the label. And matrix is SWBO-4-101-A68 number 2. $69.99. Joe's in on Led Zeppelin at $75. Okay, Lost Gonzo Band, Signs of Life, $14.99. Lost Gonzo Band, Signs of Life, $14.99. This is Herman's Hermits, Blaze, $9.99. Herman's Hermits Blaze, $9.99. Humble Pie Performance, Rockin' the Fillmore, Humble Pie is $29.99. The Doobie Brothers, introducing the Doobie Brothers, recorded in 1970, featuring Tom Johnson. That's on the Pickwick label, $14.99. Madonna, Material Girl. Madonna is $14.99 for Material Girl. Strictly limited edition, includes free personality poster. I don't see any personality poster in there, so that must be gone. Keep the Fire, Kenny Loggins, $9.99. Keep the Fire, and Mike Oldfield, did I say Airborne, $24.99. Donnie Moore, first to the Doobie Brothers, and Donnie Moore first to Madonna. Those are both sold. David Eberly was next on Madonna. Led Zeppelin's now at 90, now 100. Looking for a $35 start on Billy Joel, 52nd Street for Billy Joel. Niles Lofgren, Night After Night. Another Niles Lofgren, $24.99, Night After Night. Carole King, $14.99. This one's called Simple Things. Gatefold Pressing, Carole King, and Carole King Music. Now that's a good one. $14.99, Carole King Music. Rock Around the World. This looks like a radio broadcast. $39.99. It has Meatloaf, Ambrosia, John Kay, and Gina Raven. Rock Around, October 1st through the 7th, 1978. Just a collection of antiques and curios. Straub's Live, $14.99, and Rod Stewart, Foolish Behavior, one of Rod Stewart's albums, $14.99. Craig's at 100 on Led Zeppelin, going once, going twice. Randy Scarborough first on the Humble Pie, which was Rockin' the Fillmore, a classic live album. Joe's in on Led Zeppelin at 105. Kirk's in on 52nd at 35, and Chris DeMoss wants Rock Around the World, R-A-W. That's sold to Chris DeMoss. Greg Johnson's at 110 on Led Zeppelin. The Nice is $19.99. LaToya Jackson, You're Gonna Get Rocked. That's a 12-inch single, $9.99. Ricky Skaggs, Love's Gonna Get You. Ricky Skaggs is $14.99. And Charlie Daniels Band, Fire on the Mountain. If you're from Tennessee, you will appreciate this cover. $24.99. $24.99. $24.99. LaToya, let's see where I got. Lost my place. Ricky Skaggs. Nos, Made You Look, 12-inch single, $14.99. That's from 2003. Nos, and the 1969 Warner Songbook, $24.99. 23 different acts, 40 selections. Never seen that compilation from Warner Brothers. Some really good artists on there. Everything from Neil Young, Jethro Tull, Jimi Hendrix, Van Morrison, The Kinks, The Electric Prunes. That's $24.99, 2 LP. Led Zeppelin, 115, now 125. Ryan Anderson first to the Nos, and Brian C. first to the Songbook. Joe's out on Led Zeppelin. Let's go ahead and sell Kirk Fields, the Billy Joel, for $35. That's sold to Kirk Fields for $35, and I think we have our high bidder on Led Zeppelin, but we'll give that a final call. Make sure everybody's all in. How about a Japanese press of Culture Club, Color by Numbers? This is a $35 start. Culture Club, Color by Numbers. You may have heard their hit song, Comma Chameleon. It's on here. This is a near mint, pristine copy. $35 start. There's the LP. There's the Japanese insert. And this one also comes with, sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. This kind of 2-page flip out. Very nice copy. $35 start, Culture Club. Final call on Led Zeppelin at 125. Greg Rogers wants the Charlie Daniels CD. That's sold to Charlie Daniels. Doc's in on Culture Club at $35. This is a very good Elvis comp. It's called Worldwide Award Hits, Parts 1 and 2, $19.99. Covers and shrink wrap, $19.99. That's a 2 LP. Carole King, Thoroughbred, $14.99 for Carole King. The Mighty Groundhogs, Who Will Save the World, $39.99 for the Mighty Groundhogs. And Andy Kim, How Did We Ever Get This Way, $9.99. Will-O the Wisp, Leon Russell, $19.99. And Motels, $14.99. Motels is $14.99. Is this one self-titled? That one is self-titled, $14.99. Charlie Daniels Band Windows, $24.99. And Pure Prairie League, That is their self-titled first album, $24.99. Greg says, put CD back. Charlie Daniels is still available if anybody was about to buy that. And you got Beat to Greg, it's still available. The Rockets, no ballads. White label promo on the Rockets, $14.99. Paul Simon, still crazy after all these years, $19.99. Paul Simon, still crazy after all these years. All right, Led Zeppelin is sold to Craig Johnson for $125. Going twice, going three times on Culture Club is $35. That is Doc Smith, $35. Going twice, going three times. Donnie Moore, first to the Motels. Donnie Moore, first to the Motels. Jim Nielsen, you were second. Fred Carnell, third. David Plunkett said Charlie Daniels Band. Now, there was two shown there. We had Windows and we had Fire on the Mountain. So, David Plunkett, let me know if you want Fire on the Mountain, Windows, or you can have both of them. First to Paul Simon was Craig Johnson. Culture Club is on its final call. Black Sabbath, we sold our soul for rock and roll, $49.99. This is a 2 LP Black Sabbath compilation, $49.99, 1976. David Plunkett wants the Fire on the Mountain that Greg put back. All right, so Windows is still available. Great Sabbath. This album here is always trashed. I mean, it is a trash cover, trash vinyl. This was played to death when people had it. It's like a Sabbath hits compilation. This is sold to Ryan Foster. That was a nice copy going to Ryan, $49.99. Culture Club is sold to Doc Smith for $35. And let me put up two new Japanese pressings. We have Men at Work, and we have Van Halen. Men at Work, Two Hearts. This is a Japanese pressing in shrink wrap with the hype sticker. Japanese pressing with shrink wrap and a hype sticker. $35 start, near mint and pristine vinyl. There's the insert. Covers in shrink wrap. It actually is a gatefold. That's unusual. Gatefold. And I've never seen too many gatefold shrink wrapped Japanese pressings. This has the hype sticker. This is a $35 start, and Van Halen Fair Warning. Van Halen Fair Warning is a $65 start. We have a really nice Japanese pressing here. $65 start. There's the insert. That first song, Mean Street. Very good if you like guitar. Unchained also on here. $65 start for Van Halen Fair Warning. Nice cover too. Not anything wrong with that. $35 and $65. Okay. Neil Young, Time Fades Away, $34.99. Neil Young, Time Fades Away, very oddly nice copy, $34.99. Price on the Groundhogs was $39.99. Alan Totten, Men at Work, $35. Blood Rock 3 is $19.99. Blood Rock 3, $19.99. Green Capital label, $19.99. And the Strawberry Statement, $29.99. This is a 2 LP soundtrack, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and Neil Young. It's very weird how they do this. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and then Neil Young, which are all three different entities. But $29.99 for that, and Neil Young on the Beach, $34.99. Alan's in on Men at Work at $35. That's a twice going three times. Lance said, turn it off, please. I don't know if that's a claim or what's going on there. Is the cover of the Rockets Near Mint. Let me find that for you. Rockets Near Mint. This is a pretty nice cover, but it's not near mint. It's got some corner dings there, and a couple of wrinkles. Have I said right, Tanner, yet? I don't know. I feel like I have. Right, Tanner? I have. Right, Tanner. I have. I've kind of been, I'm trying to go through 8 crates of vintage tonight. Not a lot of piddly paddling. Jim Nielsen, let's see here. Van Halen. So if that's a bid, we're looking for a $65 start. Colin Butler wanted Neil Young Beach, and Date says Condition of the Beatles White Album. So everything in here that is not check condition, which means they're going to be really nice records. Right, Tanner? Really nice records. If I'm not telling the condition, this is not a check condition bin, that means we consider them to be EX plus to near mint minus. Now, I will say, it's very hard to say you got a near mint copy of the White Album. This one's probably closer to that EX plus grade. It's still not check condition, but it's awfully nice for a copy of the White Album. And then the cover, as usual, A pretty solid VG Plus, no seam splits, no spine chipping, but the cover shows a little bit of wear. Man, it's so hard to find a perfect one of these. $69.99. It has the original poster and all 4 photo inserts with it. The original poster and all 4 photos inserts. I can show that to you if you want. There is the poster, and where's the 4 photos? They're in here somewhere. Or did he just say poster? No, he says poster and photos. Where's the photos at? Let's see. There they are. What? No, it's got a... Well, that's weird. Just got like a blank wax paper. Maybe that was stuck between them originally. It's like a piece of black wax paper. There's Ringo. There's George. There's John. There's Paul. That was the original packaging of the White Album. It came with 4 photos, a poster, and 2 LPs of music, of course. When they returned from India. They were in India. The Escher demos. You never listen to the Escher demos. Go listen to that stuff. Absolutely amazing. All right. So who asked about this? Dayton Cantley. Dayton, if you want this, it's yours. If you say pass, I've got to sell it to Roger Ramjet. I figured showing that in detail, somebody would claim it. So we got 2 bids on our auctions. Alan has Men at Work, final call, $35. Jim Nilsson, you've got Van Halen for $65. Thank you, final call. If I've missed anything else, please let me know. Stephanie, you were 3rd on the White Album. Tom Fogerty, Zephyr National. Tom Fogerty, $19.99. Kim Carnes, Mistaken Identity. This has got her big hit on it. Betty Davis Eyes, $9.99. The Gentrys, this is a sealed copy. Never been opened, $24.99, and they were on the Sun label, $24.99 for the Gentrys. Rufus. Rufus is $9.99. Ask Rufus, featuring Shaka Khan, $9.99. The Dave Clark 5, Try Too Hard, in shrink wrap, $12.99. Very nice copy in shrink wrap, $12.99. The Golden Country Hits of George Jones on the Starday label, very nice, $14.99. Doc Smith wants Rufus. Sell that to Doc Smith. And Ricky Skaggs, Waiting for the Sun to Shine, $14.99. Ricky Skaggs got the original inner sleeve, $14.99. All right, these auctions are done. We've got Van Halen sold to Jim Nilsson for $65, and Alan Totten got the Men at Work for $35. Brent Rabley first on George Jones, and Steve Botsford on Dave Clark 5. There's George Jones, and there's Dave Clark 5. Those sold to Brent and Steve. Let me read through those titles one more time. I had one of these just a moment ago that sold. If you missed out on the first one, here's an identical one. Another red vinyl, Beatles, Revolution, Hey Jude. Beautiful red Japanese vinyl. Hey Jude and Revolution, what 2 great songs, which were also not released on any albums, studio albums, that is. You can get it on Hey Jude or Past Masters. There is the 2-page flip, or I guess that's technically a... Is that technically 2 pages? I don't know, maybe just a flip. $25 start. $25 start. $25 start. Okay, oh, I left out one. Jeff Beck, that is $19.99. Jeff Beck is $19.99. Orange Epic label, $19.99. Beatles is at $30, now $37. Price on the Rockets. The Rockets is $14.99. $14. It's no ballads. It's got a white label promo. I don't think Ryan wanted this. Ryan, if you did and I missed it, let me know. I think he was looking maybe for a little bit nicer cover. Beatles 30, 37, 25. He meant 27. So actually the bid is at 30. The bid is at 30. 25, now 32. And we had a $30 off on the Groundhogs. Colin, let me get back to that and I'll see what I got it priced. I think it was 40. Let me check. So one more time, if you want any prices or additional information, let me know. Tom Fogerty, Deal It Out. We have Wings Over America. That's a triple live with Beatles. John Mayall, USA Union. John Mayall, The Turning Point. Lost Gonzo Band, Signs of Life. Museum, not Museum. Blaze featuring Herman's Hermits. The hype sticker says includes their hit single, Museum. Keep the Fire, Kenny Loggins, Mike Oldfield, Airborne, Niles Lofgren, Night After Night, Carole King Music, Straub's, Live at Queen Elizabeth Hall, Rod Stewart, The Nice, LaToya, Jackson, Ricky Skaggs, Love's Gonna Get You. No one got the Elvis comp. 2 LP, not a bad compilation. Very nice condition, near mint. Heartbreak Hotel, I Was the One, Don't Be Cruel, Hound Dog, Love Me Tender, Playing for Keeps, I'm All Shook Up, Teddy Bear, Jailhouse Rock, Treat Me Nice, I Beg of You, Big Hunk of Love, It's Now or Never, all on there, 1999. Beatles 35, Kenny said sold if he doesn't want it. Price on the Rockets, that was Kenny. Okay, so Kenny Heathcock gets the Rockets, Ryan passed. High bid on the Beatles singles, $40. Let me go ahead and put up another one, another LP that is. Let's do the classic album known as Breakfast in America by Supertramp. This is going to be a $45 start. $45 start. We probably started a little bit higher. It has a little bit of foxing right here on the cover. Only thing really holding it back. Very nice though. Cover with Obi. And with this one you get a Japanese insert. You get another Japanese insert, which is a 2-page flip with lyrics. Great stuff on here. Breakfast in America. Oh Darling. Take the Long Way Home. Very good stuff. That side one is incredible. And this is a $45 start. Near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. I almost said Japanese breakfast. Well, that sounds good. I don't even know what they eat for breakfast in Japan, but kind of just made me wonder, what do they eat for breakfast in Japan, Tanner? Do you know? Not a clue. I eat eggs and chocolate milk. Toast and jelly. Beatles, $40. Alice Lowry, first on Elvis. Chris was second. Ken's in on Supertramp at $45. Ivan's back in on the Beatles at $42. Carole King, Thoroughbred, $14.99. The Mighty Groundhogs. Colin, I will sell that to you for $35 if you want it. I'll sell that to you for $35. Andy Kim, How Did We Ever Get This Way? Andy Kim, $9.99. Leon Russell, Willow the Wisp, $19.99. Pure Prairie League self-titled. Now that's one we don't get as often, $24.99. Charlie Daniels Band Windows, $24.99. We have Neil Young. Now, somebody asked why. It's not that we don't get this one too often. It is just unusually nice. They're usually kind of worn out, the jackets are, just because it was like a textured type cover. Very nice, though, on this one, $34.99. Beatles is at $42. Final Call on the Beatles at $42, and Final Call on Supertramp at $45. We're going to sell the Groundhogs album to Colin for $35. That's always one of those albums that the people who know about it, it's like, you got to listen to this. And Joe Barrios on Neil Young. So Colin got Groundhogs for $35. Joe got that, of course, sticker. Blood Rock 3, $19.99. We have the Strawberry Statement, Tom Fogerty, Kim Carnes, Betty Davis Eyes, $9.99, near mint copy. The Gentrys, Ricky Skaggs, and Jeff Beck with Jan Hammer Group, $19.99. When I put a new crate up, I am going to send these auctions to new people. Let me go ahead and do a little bit of crate condensing before my station gets crowded with crates. We don't want that. We don't want crowded with crates. Let me go ahead and put these away. There's those. If anybody decides they want anything in here, let me know. If you want to bid, the time is ticking. Okay, I do see a couple new claims. Let me take my phone with me. Steve Henry's the new bidder on Supertramp at $50. Craig Weatherford on KC. KC was whom? Let me figure out what KC was. And then Kim C. That's Kim Carnes. Got it. Kim Carnes. That's sold to Craig Weatherford. And Brent McKinney wants Blood Rock 3. Roger Ramjet, you ended up with the White Album. We never did hear back from the other person. They asked the condition of it, but they never did say yes, no, pass, thank you, no, way, yes. They didn't say anything, so I'm assuming they didn't want it. If they did, I didn't see it. So if you're still watching, person who asked about the White Album, I did not see your comment, so you might want to speak up before that goes to a new home. I was just talking about this album the other night. I'm going to put it up for auction. Before I do that, let me go ahead and end the Supertramp. Just got a new bid. Steve Henry's in at $50, so Ken Frazier, you're out. Let me know if you still want to bid. If not, I'll go ahead and end that, and we're going to sell the Beatles to Ivan for $20. I was just talking about this album. Who's next? It's, in my opinion, one of the greatest classic rock albums. Who's Next? This is going to be a $20 start. It's not an OG press. This is a later MCA label. Very clean copy, though. MCA pressing. Baba O'Reilly, Won't Get Fooled Again, Behind Blue Eyes, Bargain, Getting in Tune. $20 start for the Who's Next. A nice vintage copy. Nice vintage copy is the way I'll classify that one. $20 start. Ken's back in on Supertramp at 51. So we will continue there. Let me go through this bin that I'm about to put up. Make sure there's nothing else I wanted to auction. Once again, another diverse selection of music in here. All kinds of, even some comedy in this crate. Beatles stuff, comedy. Some stuff right here that will sell immediately that I can definitely tell. And here we go. All right. Here we go. Ken's at 51 on Supertramp, looking for a $20 start on the Who's Next. When I first started record collecting, it's like I couldn't find that album anywhere. It's still that way today. I mean, we have one copy that I know of that's priced and ready for sale, unless you want a new one. It's that one. But I don't know where I ended up getting mine. I can't remember. Probably in a collection. That's how I've obtained most of my collection, is buying collections. Supertramp's at 56. Dayton said pass on the White Album. He lost his collection. Thank you for letting us know, Dayton. He passed, so Roger Ramjet, you definitely got that. The Who is a quad recording. No, The Who is not in quad. The Blow Monkeys, Animal Magic. The Blow Monkeys is $9.99. New vintage arrivals. The Blow Monkeys is $9.99. Split Ends, Waiata maybe. Split Ends is $14.99. We've had a few of theirs tonight. The Who Are You? Their 1978 album, $19.99. The Who Are You? $19.99. Final call on The Who for $20. And Steve is out on Supertramp, so Ken has that for $56. Play Magazine, $24.99. $24.99. Play Magazine. The Kings, Amazon Beach. Interesting. $14.99. The Kings, Amazon Beach. The Outlaws, Bring It Back Alive. The Outlaws is $29.99. Ryan Anderson wants Play by Magazine. Steve Henry's back in. Well, no, he's in on the Who. He's out on Supertramp. He's in on the Who at $25. White Mansions, A Tale from the American Civil War, $39.99. 2LP, White Mansions, and Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down, $14.99. Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down. Magazine, The Correct Use of Soap. Magazine, The Correct Use of Soap, $39.99. Chris Ferrara, first on the Blow Monkeys. Could you say where you get your crates? It's called Milk Crate Directs. They're made at a place called Farm Plastics, I think. But Milk Crate Direct. We order a pallet of 54 of them, and when we order 54, they cost us about $18 a piece. Just so you know, if you need a bunch of them, they're not cheap, but they're the best thing you can store records in if you got to move them a lot. If you're moving your records around a lot, these are pretty incredible. You can stack them really tall too. You can stack them 4 or 5 tall, all full. They're all full, and there's no pressure on them. So we got probably crates back up there stacked 7 high with like 500-800 pounds of pressure on them. They don't bow. Nothing goes wrong with the records. There's no telling how much we have invested in these. At this point, tens of thousands. Ryan Anderson Magazine. If not, though, we probably wouldn't be able to do this. Right, Tanner? We got to have crates. Oh, my gosh. We run out all the time, too. We keep filling them up and filling them up. Ryan Anderson, you got the Magazine album. The Who auction is, the vinyl is near mint minus. The cover is about VG+. High bid of Steve Henry at $25. That's going twice, going 3 times. So, Jocko Belli, let me know if you're in or out on the Who, or if anybody else wants to bid, and we can go ahead and sell Supertramp. That is sold to Ken Frazier for $56. Breakfast in America. We have Boz Scaggs, self-titled first album, $19.99. If you like Dwayne Allman, he plays guitar on that album. Boz Scaggs, Slow Dancer, that one is $17.99. And Couldn't Stand the Weather, an OG Stevie Ray Vaughan that is beautiful, $64.99. Couldn't Stand the Weather, that's a great song too, especially live. Wet Willie, Coast to Coast Live, $19.99. Roger Ramjet, first on Boz Scaggs. Roger, let me know if you want their self-titled album or Slow Dancer. That is called Left Coast Live by Wet Willie, 1999. Fred's in on The Who at 28. Poco Cantamos, that is $9.99. And Jimmy Reed, Hard Walkin' Hannah. Jimmy Reed, 1999. He wants the first Boz Scaggs. Jocko's out on The Who. Fred's at 28. Who was the other bidder? Steve Henry. Steve, let me know if you're in or out on The Who. Ball and Jack, live and in color. Ball and Jack is $14.99. $14.99. The Hourglass, another Allman Brothers related album. This is The Hourglass, 67 to 69, $34.99. Alan Parsons Project, Pyramid, $19.99. And the Marshall Tucker Band, Searching for a Rainbow, $14.99. Uriah Heep Live. We had Humble Pie live earlier. There's Uriah Heep Live, $29.99. And Graham Parker, Howlin' Wind, $14.99. $14.99. George Harrison, self-titled, is $24.99. Jeff said he got 4 crates, $90 straight to his door. There you have it. If you're looking to buy some of these, I need to email that company and get some kind of commission. The Plastic Ono Band, Live Piece Toronto. This is a French pressing, $39.99. The Plastic Ono Band, live in Toronto, $39.99. Steve says he's in on The Who. We're just waiting for a bid to pop up. Fred Carnell has it for $28 right now. In the meantime, I'll start another auction. The Best of Rainbow. Very cool. The Best of Rainbow. This is a 2LP. Best of Rainbow. Nice jacket. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. With Obi, this is going to be a $55 start. The insert does have a couple issues. It has some spots on the insert. Somebody taped together the spine of the insert. But the cover and the vinyl, both near mint minus, $55 start. That's the Best of Rainbow, $55 start. There's that and there's that. Steve Henry is at 35 on The Who. Steve Henry's at 35 on The Who. John Lennon, Yoko Ono, Heart Play, Unfinished Dialogue. That is $24.99. And John Lennon Rock and Roll. John Lennon Rock and Roll is a studio album release of his doing rock and roll covers. $24.99. John Lennon Rock and Roll. Wings Greatest Hits. This is $24.99. It's in shrink wrap with the hype sticker. It has the poster and the original inner sleeve. Wings Greatest Hits. $24.99. John Lennon, Wings, and the Best of Peter Sellers. The Best of Peter Sellers. $14.99. I'm the Greatest Comedian in the World. Jackie Mason. $14.99. And Spike Jones is Murdering the Classics. I told you we had a couple comedy albums in here. $14.99. Ryan Foster first on Wings. Brian Miller. Brian Miller first on Wings. Ryan Foster, you were second. Fred's out on The Who. Steve Henry has that for $35. Jocko says he's already out. So final call, $35 on The Who. No bid yet on Rainbow, looking for a $55 start. Surprised Chad doesn't stock and sell the crates. We used to. What happened was people was wanting them shipped, and it's really hard to ship a big plastic crate affordably. You know, if I was selling them for like $19.99 or $24.99, something like that. But then people was like, I need it shipped. And I was like, well, we definitely can't ship it for $7. And then we'd get them a quote to put this in a box, and it would be like $32 to ship it. So, you know, with the records, you know, we'd try to get their records in there and stuff. It just wasn't working out. So, and then when we sell them here in the store, people come in and buy them, and then we don't have any. So it's problematic. Roger Ramjet on the Hourglass. We made a decision not to sell them anymore. We would prefer to keep buying them rather than selling them. Roger Ramjet on the Hourglass. And the track. There are people dying to know the tracks on Rainbow. We have All Night Long, Man on the Silver Mountain, Lost in Hollywood, Jealous Lover, Long Live Rock and Roll, Stargazer. So right off the bat, that tells you it has the Dio stuff on it. Kill the King, A Light in the Black, Since You've Been Gone, 16th Century, Greensleeves, Catch the Rainbow, The Eyes of the World, I Surrender, Gates of Babylon, Can't Happen Here, and Starstruck. Sorry about that. $55 start on that. And final call on The Who. Days of Future Past, the classic Moody Blues album, $19.99. Days of Future Past. The cover is about VG, very clean vinyl though. Moody Blues' Seventh Sojourn is $14.99. Pete Townsend, Empty Glass, Let My Love Open the Door, $14.99. Craig is in on Rainbow at $55. I Told You So, Count Basie and His Orchestra in shrink wrap, $19.99. That's on the Pablo label. The Story of Lenny, What I Was Arrested For, Lenny Bruce, that is $19.99. And Red Fox on the Loose, Red Fox, Sanford & Son, $14.99 in shrink wrap. Dave Pollock's at $57 on Rainbow. Let's go ahead and sell The Who. That is sold for $35 to Steve Henry. Steve Henry got that for $35. Rainbow's now at $57. The Rainbow is a 2LP. Yes, Albert King on the Utopia, $29.99. Brandon Jackson first to Joe Beatty. No, Toby Grimm. Wow, the feed moved fast. A lot of people on that one. So, Toby Grimm. Toby Grimm was first to Red Fox. Craig was in next at Rainbow at 60. So, Toby Grimm, Joe Beatty, Brandon Jackson, Colin Butler, and Michael Nath wants the Albert King, and Steve Bosford wants the Count Basie. Those are all sold. George Harrison, Electronic Sound in shrink wrap on the Zapple label, which is Apple, but different, $29.99. Elton John, Victim of Love, also in shrink wrap. Lots of shrink wrap tonight. $19.99 for Victim of Love. More hits, more often, Liberty Records. This looks like a Liberty Records compilation, which will have stuff like Eddie Cochran, Summertime Blues, Johnny Burnett, You're 16, The Ventures, Gene McDaniels, Jackie DeShannon, Jan and Dean, Bobby V, The Rivingtons, The Fleetwoods, and more. That is $14.99. So we pulled Albert King, we pulled Basie. Jamie Butler, you were second to Count Basie. John Young wants the George Harrison Electronic Sound. Looks like Brian C. was second. And Fred bid $58 on Rainbow, but we've already got a $60 bid. High bid on Rainbow is with Craig Proper at $60. Sunflower, the Beach Boys. This is a very nice looking Jacksonville press. It has a saw mark in it. That is $44.99. Sunflower, the Beach Boys. Gatefold, $44.99. And the Beach Boys in Concert, a 1973, $24.99. $24.99. David Hilton, first on the Liberty comp. John wanted Sunflower. He said pass. And the Beach Boys, self-titled, $24.99. Love You. That one's actually called Love You, not self-titled. $24.99. James Taylor, Walkin' Man, $19.99. What a great song, Walkin' Man. Craig's at 66 on Rainbow. Yes, Sunflower is a cutout, unfortunately. Jacksonville Press, very nice copy. That's not one we get as often. Golden Oldies of 1963, Volume 18, Roulette label, $9.99. This has Gene Chandler on it, Ben E. King, Lou Christie, The Essex, Debbie DeVale, Ray Barretto. That is $9.99. Did I get the Red Fox? The Red Fox went to Toby Grimm. He was first. It was Toby Grimm. Joe, you were second. Then Brandon Jackson. Then Colin Butler. You were second on that one. Rainbow, 66, now 67. Johnny Rivers, Greatest Hits. Memphis, Maybelline. Does this have secret? It does have Secret Agent Man. $12.99. John Duran, first on Golden Oldies. Does it have Hot Pastrami on it? It does, by Joey D. It does. John Duran was first on that. Uh-oh, is that some kind of rare variant worth like $10,000? John Young knows all these rare, deep cut variants of records that are worth like $1 trillion. Alan Parsons Project, Ammonia Avenue. This is a $35 start. I don't know if I've ever had a Japanese press of Ammonia Avenue by the Alan Parsons Project. That is near mint and pristine. There is the LP. There's the Japanese insert. And here is the very nice cover with OBAPP, abbreviated Alan Parsons Project, Ammonia Avenue, $35 start. Craig's out on the Rainbow. Fred Carnell's at $67. And Steve Henry on Johnny Rivers. Johnny Rivers. That was right here. That's sold to Steve Henry. Dirt Redo should be in tomorrow, Bob. Yes, should be in tomorrow or the next day. Original Music, Man from Uncle. Man from Uncle, 1999. I like Man from Uncle. I have the record, of course, but comics, toys, the hardback books, it's spy related. Oldies But Goodies, Volume number 9. This is also on the Roulette label. No, it's not. It's on the original sound label. $9.99 in shrink wrap, $9.99. The Concert Sinatra, Frank Sinatra, is $14.99. Tricolor label, Alan Parsons Project, Turn of a Friendly Card, $19.99 for APP, Turn of a Friendly Card. Richard Pryor, Bicentennial, and I can't read the rest of the title, $14.99. Richard Pryor and Jesus Christ Superstar is $24.99. John Duran on oldies. John Duran on oldies. And where are we at on Rainbow? Rainbow. Fred Carnell's at $67. No bids yet. I think Ken Frazier, I may have showed an Alan Parsons the same time I put that one up for bid. Is that right? Is that right? I thought maybe you were bidding on Alan Parsons, Ken, but I think he was wanting to buy this one. So that is sold to Ken Frazier. Let me know if that's not right, Ken. And then if you want to bid on this one, please put APP $35. Donnie Moore is first to Richard Pryor, and Colin Butler is first to the Man from Uncle. Man from Uncle. Okay. I'm going to read through these one more time. If you need any prices, let me know. I've got 4 more crates of new vintage stuff to go through. I'm in on both. Okay, so Ken is at $35 on this. Final call. I'm about to sell these at the same time. And then I'm going to go do probably, I might go through a bin of new vinyl next, just right quick over here. We've done like 4 consecutive vintage bins. And I may go through even the new crate from tonight. I don't know. I'll have to find it. If I can condense it, the very first crate. James Rayner, I've already sold Richard Pryor. That's sold to Donnie Moore. Okay, split ends. If you want any prices or more information, let me know. Wayata, not for sure how to say that one, but that's split ends. The Who Are You? The Kings, Amazon Beach. The Outlaws, Bring It Back Alive. White Mansions, Tale from American Civil War. Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down. Boz Skaggs, Slow Dancer. Couldn't Stand the Weather, top copy, $64.99. Wet Willie, Left Coast Live. Poco, Cantamos. Jimmy Reed, Hard Walkin' Hannah. Ball and Jack, Live in Color. Alan Parsons, Pyramid. There's another Alan Parsons, Pyramid. Marshall Tucker, Searching for a Rainbow. Uriah Heep, Live. Graham Parker, Howlin' Wind. George Harrison, self-titled. John and Yoko, Live Piece Toronto. French Pressing, $39.99. John and Yoko, Heart Play. John Lennon, Rock and Roll. The Best of Peter Sellers. Jackie Mason, I'm the Greatest Comedian in the World. Spike Jones, Murdering the Classics. Moody Blues, Days of Future Past, and Seventh Sojourn. Rainbow is sold to Fred Carnell for $67, and Ken Frazier gets the Alan Parsons for $35. Those are both sold. Pete Townsend, Empty Glass. Lenny Bruce. Elton John, Victim of Love. Beach Boys Concert. Beach Boys Love You. James Taylor, Walking Man. Beach Boys Sunflower. Concert Sinatra, and Jesus Christ Superstar, which also includes the booklet, a rock opera by Andrew Lloyd Webber, $24.99. Price on the Lionel Richie. That is Lionel Richie is $14.99. $14.99 Lionel Richie. George Harrison was $24.99, and Chris, Jesus Christ Superstar, $24.99. $24.99. All right. Chris says he takes it. Well, right before that, somebody else asked if I would take less. So what I'm going to do is offer it to them because they have dibs, which is Kirk Fields. Kirk, let me know if you want that for $24.99. If you pass, then it's sold to Chris Ferrara. Paul Brothers wants the Pete Townsend was $14.99, Empty Glass, and Paul Brothers said he'll take the Lionel Richie. That is sold to him. Gordon Lightfoot inventory. Well, usually I have a couple hundred laying around here. Kirkfield says he's in on the Superstar. He will take it for $24.99. And the other question was Stevie Ray Vaughan and Lenny Bruce for $80. Let me see what I can do on those, Brent. There's that, and there's this. And I think what he offered was $5 off. Is that right? It is. So do those both for $80. Just put Lenny down for $15 and Stevie a sticker. That will equal out to the same math. And Jimmy Reed. Oh, and Jimmy Reed. Oh, I missed that. That's like a free record. I can't do that for sure. Jimmy Reed too. Man, Brent's trying to be a hard bargainer tonight. Let's see. 30. We're looking at 95. 90. We're looking at 90 there, Mr. Robley. Brent Robley. If I say his name right, he might say yes. Brent Robley. Not Rabley. Ribley. Wow. I'm way off. I opened my Monster, and I've drunk about a third of it, and it's already room temperature. So I'm going to try to get the rest of this down. It's almost painful at this point. Ultra Strawberry. I definitely need some water, which is coming up next. All right, let's do this crate of new vinyl. Not Robley. Ribley. Sold. All right, these 3 records for $90. Somebody said, since we're having fun, George Harrison for $20. I'll do that because the other night we had those in our Beatles discount bin. We had like 9 copies of them. And so I think we still got 3 or 4. So I will sell that to you for $20. And that was to Brian Miller. So those 3 to Brent for $90. That to Brian for $20. Quick run through some new vinyl before I continue with vintage stuff. We have Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. That's a single LP. $36.99 for Guns N' Roses. Michael Jackson Bad. Michael Jackson Bad is $28.99. Gatefold, Michael Jackson Bad. Audio Slave, self-titled, $39.99 for Audio Slave. 2 LP, Chris Cornell, Tom Morello. 1 copy left of Adele 19, $29.99. Stacey Brown wants Guns N' Roses. The Very Best of Dolly Parton, last copy, $36.99 for Very Best of Dolly Parton. Another best of, and this is Ozzy Osbourne, Memoirs of a Madman, 2 LP, $44.99 for Ozzy. Pearl Jam Live, unofficial, live at the Fox Theater on colored vinyl. That was from Atlanta in 1994, $24.99. Carole King, live in concert, live at the BBC, 1971, $28.99. Paul Beal, I will be on the lookout for that Gordon Lightfoot, Back Here on Earth. I can't picture that one in my head. Is that one something later or early, or what year did that one come out? The Beatles, Please Please Me, $36.99. I just watched a YouTube video on the history of this album, the photo and the actual album. That's actually not a bad looking picture, knowing that the original negatives were thrown in the trash, which I don't believe that. I guarantee whatever cleaning company was cleaning that building or helping them move stuff, somebody stuck those in the back of their car right quick. $36.99, priceless Beatles negatives. 10 years after, The Autumn Effect, $38.99 for 10 years, or not 10 years after, 10 years, The Autumn Effect, $38.99. Bob Marley, Confrontation, that's one of the new Preston, Jamaica records, $36.99. Bob Marley, Survival. Survival is another one of the Jamaican pressings, $36.99. There's 3 copies here of Kiss solo album picture disc. We have Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Ace Frehley. Those are all $38.99. $38.99. Yes, same picture as there. Then they went back and used it for, they took a picture for the Get Back, which was supposed to be released around Let It Be, and then they ended up not using it until the 67 to 70 comp. George Harrison, Cloud 9. George Harrison, Cloud 9, $36.99. Beck, Gurulito. Beck is $44.99 for Gurulito. Slipknot, Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses, $36.99, 2 LP purple vinyl. MF Doom, Operation Doomsday, $36.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, that's a single LP remaster, $31.99. Coldplay, A Rush of Blood to the Head, $33.99 for Coldplay. And Night Ranger, Midnight Madness. Night Ranger is $28.99. The Cult, Love, The Cult is $31.99. And we have XTC, The Big Express. XTC is $33.99. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, $38.99. Soundgarden, Down on the Upside, $39.99. The Best of Pixies, Wave of Mutilation, $39.99. Pink, Trust Fall, $33.99. Hot Pink Vinyl. This is never can get this one remembered. The Get Up Kids, Eudora, $44.99. Overkill, Under the Influence, $34.99. And Iron Maiden Killers, $36.99. Survivor, Hot to Sleep. I've never seen that one before. I'm missing a Kiss. We're missing Peter Criss. For some reason, you can't get that. There's always something missing with the Kiss solo albums. There's always one that's out of stock or out of print. I don't know if they do that intentionally. Joe Gabriel got Night Ranger. Brian C. wants XTC for Brian C. XTC. And Juventude wants Down on the Upside. No, the single LP is not Palace. The single LP is not Palace. I do have Palace, but it's the 2 LP version. All right, I'm going to bring up another bin of new vintage arrivals. I've seen something in the back of this crate right here. I'm going to put it up for auction. This is not the newest De La Soul reissue. This is the one that was out before the newest remaster. It is official. It's on black vinyl. It's in shrink wrap. I saw it in the back of this bin. I'm going to put it up for a $35 start. If anybody's still needing a copy of 3 Feet High and Rising, there it is, De La Soul. That's a $35 start. Then we'll continue with our Japanese stuff as soon as I put up some new arrivals. Let me see what I've got in this next bin here. And I got 2 more in the back. I think the check condition stuff is still in the back, which I probably should go grab. If not, we'll do those last. Let me go ahead and go through this bin right here, though. We'll do this one right here. All right, De La Soul is a $35 start. Can I get a Rumors 2LP on Palace? You sure can. Let me just figure out where they're at. They're usually right around here in our bin somewhere. Let's see, De La Soul. I think we got a bid on that for $35. Ken Crooker wants a Palace pressing. Let's see. We'll write that down. They're somewhere. They might be over here, Tanner. They're probably over here on this table somewhere, the 2LP Palace. They might be in here. They're somewhere. I don't see them on this table, but I know we're not sold out because we just had them. Oh, here, nope, that's Chris Cornell. I'm looking for a white-looking jacket that's a gatefold. I'm not seeing it right now, but I know we have them. Ken, we'll get you one. Doc is at 35 on De La Soul. Let's go through this new crate of vintage arrivals. We've got 4 more to go through tonight. Mitch Ryder, never kick a sleeping dog. That sounds like pretty good advice. Mitch Ryder, never kick a sleeping dog. $14.99. $1 Billion Babies Battle Axe. That's Alice Cooper's band. $26.99. $1 Billion Babies. Next Japanese auction is going to be Santana Gold Pre-20, which is a Santana Hits compilation. Santana. This one is VG Plus on the vinyl, so not your typical pristine mint Japanese pressing, but it's not bad whatsoever. This is a $25 start. I think y'all know when I say top Japanese near mint what to expect, and when I say maybe not so much, some stray marks, not just perfect. Great track listing, especially on side 1. Side 2 has some great ones too, but you know, Black Magic Woman, Oyo Como Va, Evil Ways, Jingo, all the great Santana stuff. That's a $25 start. Okay, De La Soul's on a final call. $1 Billion Babies, we have James Taylor, JT. That is $14.99. Dave Edmunds and Love Sculpture, the classic tracks, $19.99, 68 to 72. Dave Edmunds. Ken Frazier's at $25 on Santana. The Who, It's Hard, $19.99 on The Who. And Goon But Not Forgotten. The Goons. Goon But Not Forgotten. That is $9.99. And the Steels Young Band, Long May You Run, $19.99. There's the Palace. I put them in the Fleetwood Mac bin. Tanner's got a Palace. Let me actually show that. So the Palace pressings, probably most people watching have one. I would say a majority of them do. If you don't, it's fantastic. That's the only word I'll say, fantastic. $59.99. If you're got the right audio equipment, it's amazing. We have it here. It sounds like they're in the room. Boy, somebody bought a bunch of Funkos today. I got to order some more. They wiped out all the Pokemon stuff too. Funkos are hot. I got to get involved in the new pre-orders. There's a bunch of really good ones coming out. Ronnie James Dio and more Dolly Partons and all kinds of stuff. Okay, I went and got me a bottle of water. I'm going to tear into that in just a second. We have Frank Sinatra's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Frank Sinatra, Steve Hackett, Please Don't Touch. Steve Hackett is $19.99. And the original hit, Winchester Cathedral, the new vaudeville band, Winchester Cathedral, $9.99. May bring back some memories for a lot of y'all. Winchester Cathedral, $9.99. Santana is sold to Ken Frazier for $25. And De La Soul is sold to $35 to Doc Smith. Those are both sold. Ryan Foster first to the Steve Hackett. Steve was in a band called Genesis. And Winchester Cathedral, we have Ambient 2, The Plateau of Mirror, Howard Budd and Brian Eno, $59.99. We had somebody the other night hop on and like wipe out all of our Eno records. Stephen Stills, $19.99. Love the One You With, $19.99. Stephen Stills' first solo album. And Poco 7, $9.99. Elvis, a Canadian tribute. This is on yellow vinyl. Elvis, a Canadian tribute, $19.99. They did that one on yellow wax, $19.99. The Southern Hillman Band, the Southern Hillman Foray Band, Trouble in Paradise, $14.99. Is Winchester a dance joint? Not for sure if I get that question in its fullest. I don't know if I can answer that. Davey Blair first on Poco. And we have One of These Nights, a nice embossed OG copy of the Eagles, $34.99. One of These Nights. Quiet Lies, Juice Newton, $9.99. And the Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, $24.99. The Eurythmics. Now that was kind of a popular song. Kevin Hernandez first on Elvis. And we have The Secret Life of Harper's Bazaar, $14.99. Secret Life of Harper's Bazaar, $14.99. Dead or Alive, we had a Dead or Alive single the other night in the half-off bin. This one probably will get grabbed. You Spin Me Round, that's their big hit song, $12.99. Chris Ferrara on Eagles. Chris Ferrara first on the Eagles, One of These Nights. Purple Rain, Prince, $29.99. Original inner sleeve, Prince Purple Rain, $29.99. Eric S. first to Dead or Alive. And the Turtles Golden Hits, So Happy Together. That's a very clean looking copy. $12.99 on the Turtles Golden Hits. Frank Sinatra, Strangers in the Night. Mono, original label of course, in shrink wrap, $14.99. Patrick Lear first on Prince. And What Now, Mitch Ryder. What Now, My Love, Mitch Ryder, $14.99. Let me put up two new Japanese auctions. We have a collection of great Beatles oldies, and let's do another comp, 24 Karat Purple, two great compilations. This is a collection of great Beatles oldies. I'm sure you've seen this before. This is a very nice copy with Obi. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. I'll read the tracks on that. I usually do on Beatles comps just to kind of give you an idea. This has some foxing, some aging spots on the insert. About the only thing really wrong with it, there is the inner sleeve. The cover really nice, Obi really nice, not any damage or anything to the cover. That's going to be a $35 start, a collection of Beatles oldies. And I'll just leave that up. I'll probably go over the tracks in just a second. And very nice, 24 Karat Purple. The very best of Deep Purple. Very nice copy here. Glossy cover, the way they made it. Has two inserts with it, and that's a Deep Purple Hits. Near mint and pristine. $35 start on that. So $35 on those. Let's see. We pulled Prince for Patrick Lear. Pamela wants the Turtles, and we'll put that under Ivan's name. Ivan Villavenicio wants the Turtles Golden Hits. Monica was first to Frank Sinatra, and Paul Brothers was second. The Eurythmics price and condition. The Eurythmics was $24.99. The cover is decent, VG Plus, and the vinyl was EX Plus near mint minus. Alex is at $35 on Deep Purple, and we're looking for a $35 start on the Beatles. The Tavares, or Tavars, one of the two. Future Bound, that is $14.99. $14.99. Wishbone Ash, double live date, or double album live dates. Wishbone Ash, $26.99. Speaking of Wishbone Ash, I don't know if anybody's interested, but this week they're coming out with a super deluxe box set of Argus, which I I think I did order one last night just to have in stock if anybody decides they want it. If anybody for sure is interested, let me know. I can send you the details. I meant to post a pre-order, but such a popular album, figured somebody might be a fan out there that wants the Super Deluxe. Let's see here. Wishbone Ash. Let's do Very Best of Frankie Avalon. Frankie Avalon is $9.99. That's in shrink wrap. And we have Flashdance soundtrack, $19.99. Flashdance soundtrack, a U.S. original, $19.99. And Michael McDonald, No Looking Back. That is one of his studio albums, $14.99. Janet Jackson, Control. Janet Jackson, Control was $12.99. $12.99. Cameo, World Up, $9.99. Cameo, World Up, $9.99. Final Call on Deep Purple, 35. Here's the Beatles, a collection of Beatles oldies. This is the Apple one. Sometimes we have the UK flag series. This is the Apple one. $35 start. She Loves You, From Me to You, We Can Work It Out. Help, Michelle, Yesterday, I Feel Fine, Yellow Submarine. By the way, Craig also posted these in the comments. Can't Buy Me Love, Bad Boy, Day Tripper, Hard Day's Night. Ticket to Ride, Paperback Writer, Eleanor Rigby, and I Want to Hold Your Hand. Tillman Smoot first to the Janet Jackson. That's sold to Tillman. The Deep Purple is 24 Karat Purple, a collection, or not a collection, a Deep Purple Greatest Hits. Alex has that for $35. I'm about to sell it in like 10 seconds. Dead or Alive, Brand New Lover. Dead or Alive, Brand New Lover, $9.99. Does the booklet come with live dates? Let me see here. It does. Does have the booklet with it. Andy Powell, Ted Turner, Martin Turner, and Steve Upton. Wow, Ted Turner was in that band. Not only did he own the Atlanta Braves, but he was also in a rock band. Roy's at $35 on the Beatles. Dan Fogelberg, High Country Snows, $9.99. Alan Totten first to DOA. That's sold to Alan Totten. We got $35 bids on both of those. Final Call, Air Supply's Greatest Hits, $9.99. Air Supply's Greatest Hits, $9.99. The Honey Drippers, Volume 1. This is a Page and Plant record, $24.99. The Honey Drippers and Sad Cafe, Bacads. I think that's how you say that. I can hear it in my head. It's just not wanting to come out of my mouth right now. Alan got DOA. Eric S. Was second on Dead or Alive. Fred Carnell does want the Eurythmics. That was asked about earlier. Fred gets the Eurythmics. Paul Brothers on Air Supply. Craig says he needs to put back the Kim Carnes Mistaken Identity back. These auctions are sold. Alex got the Deep Purple for $35, and the Oldies, Beatles Oldies, is sold to Roy Edmonds for $35. Those are both gone. We sold one of these earlier. Here's another one. And let's do this Foreigner as well. Foreigner, Agent Provocateur. I think I hyped up one of these songs on this album the other night. Yeah, I Want to Know What Love Is. Everybody was like, that song's on that album. It is. This came out in 1984 by Foreigner. $35 start. Here's the lyric insert. It does have a little bit of foxing, aging spots at the top. The kind of insert is, or the inner part of it's decent. There is that. The cover, very nice with Obi. That's a $35 start. And earlier, we sold a Culture Club, Color by Numbers. Here is another one. If you missed out on that one, if you didn't see it, or if you was going to bid but you didn't, there's the Near Mint Pristine Vinyl. This one's also complete. Has like the booklet, poster fold out, Japanese insert. Cover is very nice. That's a $35 start. Monica also needs to put back Frank Sinatra. Paul Brothers was second on that. So Paul was second on the Frank Sinatra, I think. And I just seen what she said. She said, got the Frank Sinatra. Means she already had, she needed to put it back. So change that from Monica to Frank. If anybody wants that Betty Davis Eyes album, let me know. Yes, Kim Carnes was the full album. Yes. Madonna, Papa Don't Preach, $14.99 for Madonna, Papa Don't Preach. Jay Giles, The Morning After, $24.99. And the very best, or the best of Spirit. I got a line on you. Spirit is $19.99. Justin Hayward from the Moody Blues. This is one of his solo albums, Songwriter. If you like the Moody Blues albums, all very nice. Solo stuff, Justin Hayward, $14.99. And John, I was about to say, and if you ever see the John Lodge stuff, we don't see these as often. John Lodge, Natural Avenue, John Lodge from the Moody Blues. He also sung on a few of their songs. This has got that Roger Dean artwork, $14.99. So Craig says, never mind, he's going to keep the Kim Carnes. And Paul says he was second on the Sinatra. We'll change that to him. Looking for $35 starts on these. Ray Thomas, another one, $14.99. $14.99. Ray Thomas from Mighty Oaks. Well, there's the Moody Blues collectives there. Pat Travers Band, go for What You Know. Pat Travers Band live, $24.99 white label promo. Original inner sleeve, which is just a generic, but that is a white label promo. Well, no, it's a company inner sleeve, $24.99. Mike Cochran first to Ray Thomas. The other night we showed this and 3 or 4 people wanted it. Let me take a drink of my 100% recycled water. Recycled water, Tanner. Where's Seth at? Is he here? Seth is in the back. We got him in the back tonight. That's exactly where he belongs. Recycled water, the best. You should try it out sometimes. Definitely need to try that out. I'm about to make these buy it nows if they don't get bids very soon. Elvis Costello. This is an unofficial French pressing, $39.99. Unofficial French pressing, $39.99. This is the rumor. Our aim is true. This is some kind of bootleg Elvis Costello, $39.99. Fred, the Eurythmics was a full album. Craig's at $35 on Foreigner. I'm about to sell that to him. Live Stiffs, blue vinyl, $24.99. Various live stiff. Oh, this has. Oh, my bad. This has got. This is a compilation. Elvis Costello, Ian Dury, people from Stiff label, Nick Lowe, Reckless Eric. That's on blue vinyl, $24.99. What's in store for you? Capitol Records, the famous Capitol Records, $24.99. John said this is a 1977 promo. Bob Welch, Sentimental Lady, Little River Band, Klaatu, Gentle Giant, Dr. Hook, and others, $24.99. Foreigner is sold to Craig Proper for $35. If anybody wants Culture Club, you can buy it now. It's now open for a buy it now. $35 Culture Club, color by numbers. Sold one of those earlier tonight. There is another. I know I'm a little bit late, but I have the single P. Yes, the Palace pressings, you'll know if it's it'll say Palace on the hype sticker, and that's the only way you can tell. The matrix numbers are the same. If you were to open up this one and open up a single LP Palace, the matrix number is the same, from what I'm told, or from the best I remember when all that first. Boy, there was a rush on those. When those first started coming out and people realized how good sounding they were, there was like a rush on them. We couldn't keep them. And then we would order them, and we didn't know what we would get, so we would order a batch, and we wouldn't know what we'd get. We'd get like 50 copies, and like 20 would be Palace, and the rest would be pressed at GZ Media or wherever in Czech Republic. Okay, the classics. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits, Bridge Over Troubled Water, Mrs. Robinson, Sound of Silence, For Emily, wherever I may find her. The classic Simon & Garfunkel compilation. This one looks like the very popular U.S. version. Same track order. It has a 2-page flip with lyrics. Actually, no, that's a Japanese insert, Japanese. And then the gatefold, which is not like the U.S. versions, have the English lyrics. And there's the Obi. It's like a top loader that just pops right on top there. So this is complete and near mint, and that's a $35 start. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. Good stuff there. And Bob Dylan Desire, also a $35 start. Bob Dylan Desire, near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. Really, really nice. Has the multi-page flip there with it. That's an inner sleeve, the original inner sleeve, printed inner sleeve, and very nice cover of Obi. $35 starts on those. Next is Sometime in New York City, John and Yoko. This is a 1972 Winchester press, and it includes these inserts, which I don't see too often. $49.99. John and Yoko, Sometime in New York City. There's another Moody Blues related album, Justin Hayward and John Lodge, Blue Jays, and this is a good one. That's a good one. $14.99. Sha Na Na, $9.99 for Sha Na Na. Sad Cafe, Misplaced Ideals, $9.99. Joe Sample, Rainbow Seeker, Joe Samples $9.99, and Rod Stewart a Night on the Town. Rod Stewart is $14.99. $14.99. Randy says that Moody. I think he may want this one here. Debbie was second. It's not really a Moody Blues album. It's Hayward and Lodge, which is what 2/5 of the Moody Blues. So I think that's what Randy wants. If not, Debbie wants it. Michael Nath, First to Sha Na Na, and Doc Smith on Joe Sample. Looking for $35 start on these auctions before I make them buy it now. So I'm going to read through these titles very quickly, just titles, artist titles, and then I'm going to go through the next bin, and then I've got 2 more after that. So we got 3 more bins of new vintage arrivals. 3 more bins of new vintage arrivals. Here's what's left in this one. If you want prices, let me know. Mitch Ryder, Never Kick a Sleeping Dog. Don't be afraid to ask anything. $1 Billion Babies, Battle Axe, James Taylor, JT. Dave Edmonds and Love Sculpture, the classic tracks. The Who, It's Hard. His song on there is Eminence Front. The Goons, Goon But Not Forgotten. Stills Young, that's Stephen Stills and Neil Young. Long May You Run. Frank Sinatra's Greatest Hits, Ambient 2, Brian Eno, Stephen Stills self-titled. We have the Souther Hillman Foray Band, the Winchester Cathedral, Quiet Lies, Juice Newton, The Secret Life of Harper's Bazaar, What Now My Love, Mitch Ryder, Tavares, which I think I left out a syllable again, Future Round, The Very Best of Frankie Avalon, Flashdance soundtrack, Michael McDonald, No Looking Back, Cameo, Word Up, Wishbone Ash. We have Dan Fogelberg, High Country Snows, The Honey Drippers, Sad Cafe. We have Madonna, Papa Don't Preach, The Jay Giles Morning After, The Very Best of Spirit, Justin Hayward, songwriter, and John Lodge, Natural Avenue, Pat Travers Band Live, Elvis Costello, Stiffs Live, which is the label compilation, a Capitol label compilation, John Lennon, Sad Cafe Again, and Rod Stewart. Roy Edmonds wants Frankie, and that was right in here. Frank Sinatra, right? I'm assuming. Let me make sure. Guess that's the only. Oh, Frankie Avalon. Let's say. I've never seen many people say Frankie Sinatra. Frankie Avalon to Roy. Mike Cochran wants the John Lodge album, and Doc Smith on the Tavares. All right, sell that Doc Smith. And let's see. Honey Drippers is 24. A little bit too far apart on that one. Bob Dylan is a $35 buy it now. Bob Dylan is a $35 buy it now. And Simon & Garfunkel is a $35 buy. Doc, the Honey Drippers will be 22. 22 on the Honey Drippers if you want that one. Bob Dylan's a $35 buy it now if anybody wants that. And Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. This is a $35. And I think Randy Scarborough got the Moody. He got the Blue Jays album, and I'm pretty sure he would like to keep it. I think he said, yeah, he does want that one. Okay. Let me put this. Well, this Simon & Garfunkel's hard to, as a top loader, get the Obi back in here. I don't know if I can, honestly. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Steve Henry on The Who. That was Eminence Front, or It's Hard. That's sold to Steve Henry. The Stiffs compilation, that was on blue vinyl, and that was $24.99. Blue vinyl, that was $24.99. Nigel Del Rocket wants the Bob. That's the Bob Dylan over here, the Japanese press. That's a $35 buy it now. Greg Brummett, the Stills Young was $19.99. Paul Gill offered $12 for James Taylor. Paul may be a first-time buyer with us. We're going to sell him James Taylor for $12. It was $14.99. Sell that to Paul Gill. Paul, if you're a first-time buyer, thank you and welcome. Make sure you message our page with your email address and your mailing address. We invoice on Sundays, Mondays. This week, things going out a little bit later, but what is today? Tuesday. I think some people got their invoice today. We usually invoice on Sunday and Monday with this new sales tax thing. Everything was a little bit more delayed this week. And I have a couple other things. First, Doc said he would do the 20 on that. If I'm not going to leave it behind. Let's go ahead and sell him the Honey Drippers for 20. Same thing, 20 on the stiffs for Fred Carnell. And Paul says he's a first-timer. Thank you and welcome. We've been selling on Facebook here for, is it going on 3 or going on 4 years? I guess both, depending on what I started really with coins and knives on here, and then I would bring out a stack of records every now and then. I used to have like one sale every couple weeks selling coins and knives, and it was highly anticipated with our coin and knife buyers. And then I started slipping in records, and then I started slipping in more records, and then we started doing record auctions, and then I started doing this about once a week, and then we did it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then demand was growing. Then I started doing it on Mondays, like Tuesdays and maybe Fridays or something like that. Then we started doing 4 days a week. Then we started doing 5 days a week. Now we're doing 6 days a week, and we probably could do it 7 days a week at 2 different times of the day. We could do a morning show, an evening show, and a night show 7 days a week, I believe. And I wouldn't have enough records. Well, we would have enough records. I wouldn't have enough people to help me pack it and ship it all. So that is what's going on. So, okay, 2 new Japanese auctions. We have Santana Shango. Santana Shango is $35. And yes, we contemplated having a pop-up morning show one day. Like a day maybe the store was closed. You know, we could just be like, hey, we're going live in 30 minutes. I feel like there would be people watching, buying records, but we hadn't done that yet. I have not done anything in the morning. Now, technically, we've been in the AM hours after midnight, but no morning show yet. This is Santana Shango. That's a $35 start. That's a near mint pristine Japanese pressing. And the very popular Asia self-titled. This is a $35 start. Classic album, Asia. It's got the insert with it. Heat of the Moment, Only Time Will Tell, Soul Survivor. That's a $35 start. $35 start. James says, I would definitely do morning. Sunday morning coffee and chat and records. I'm telling you, never know. Might happen soon, right, Tanner? Ooh. I don't know if y'all just heard my neck adjustment or not. I got to get with my chiropractor. Hope she's available. Okay, Santana's 35. Same thing for Asia. New vintage arrivals. Greg Allman Band, I'm No Angel. Greg Allman Band is $19.99. Greg Allman Band, I'm No Angel. Sonny Stitt, Constellation. This is Sonny Stitt in shrink wrap, $19.99. $19.99. We have the Art Tatum Ben Webster Quartet, $19.99. Art Tatum Ben Webster Quartet, $19.99. Dino Desi and Billy, Our Time's Coming. Dino Desi and Billy, $14.99. Mountain Avalanche, $19.99. A tribute to Woody Guthrie. Tribute to Woody Guthrie is $9.99. That's a live from Carnegie Hall and Hollywood Bowl. Judy Collins, Bob Dylan, Arlo Guthrie, Richie Havens, Odetta, Tom Paxter, Pete Seeger. That is $9.99. Bobby Short and the East Side. Bobby Short and the East Side. Atlantic, $19.99. Doc Smith wants Stitt and Art Tatum. There's your jazz, Doc. Those are sold to Doc Smith. A morning show with Tanner. A show of guest host with my mom. Seth could run a show. Where are you at, Seth? You want to do a morning show? Seth gets here early. He's the first one to get here a few days a week, like at 7 o'clock or so. He might come in and go live some mornings at 7, sell you some records. Ken Frazier's first bid and the only bid. We're going to sell that to Ken Frazier, Santana, $35. And final call to bid on that before I make it a buy it now. This is continuing with the new vintage vinyl. We have Watermelon Man, Mongo Santa Maria. That's cool, $39.99. Last copy of this I kept. Watermelon Man on the Battle label, Mongo Santa Maria, $39.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Brain Salad Surgery, $19.99. Brain Salad Surgery. Capitol Jazz Classics, Volume 4, Gary Mulligan, Tinette, walking shoes plus red Norvo and Stan Hasselgaard. That is $14.99. Capital Jazz, $14.99. Wow. Spotlight on Pharoah Sanders with the Latin Jazz Quintet, $29.99. Now that's pretty cool. The Bridge, Sonny Rollins, $24.99. The Bridge, Sonny Rollins, and in a glass house, Gentle Giant. Never seen this one before. $49.99. Gentle Giant in a glass house on the WWA label. It's got like a translucent window cover. $49.99. Doc Smith on the Spotlight on Pharoah Sanders. That's sold to Doc Smith. The Age of Electronicus Moog, by Dick Hyman, synthesized on the Moog synthesizer, $29.99. The Age of Electronicus, $29.99. Let's see what here. Oh, it's, I think, is that the, it's odd. I thought that was the front cover. Richie Havens on Stage. Richie Havens on Stage, $29.99. It looks like it includes a bonus single of Freedom and Handsome Johnny, $29.99. Steve Henry on the Greg Allman. That was the first record in the crate. That sold to Steve Henry. And Sean Fairweather wants this Sonny Rollins. That sold to Sean Fairweather. Okay, if anybody wants to Asia, it's a $35 buy now. Right now, we have three counting Asia, $35 buy nows. $35 buy nows on our Japanese pressings. Only things that have not got biz tonight. That's Asia, Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits, and Culture Club. Those are $35 buy nows. Culture Club, Simon & Garfunkel, and Asia. $35 buy nows on those. This is Tab Smith, alto sax. It's called Tab Smith, Nearness of You. Oh yeah, Keeping Tab. I can't figure out the name of it. Keeping Tab, Tab Smith, 1959 mono on Checker, $29.99. Sirius, Coleman Hawkins, $19.99. Sirius, Coleman Hawkins, $19.99. And Richie Havens Mixed Bag. This is a good one. $19.99. Richie Havens Mixed Bag, $19.99. And Chicago, The Living Legends, Alberta Hunter with Lovey Austin Blues Serenades in shrink wrap with hop sticker. That is $19.99. Milt Hinton, East Coast Jazz, Milt Hinton. That is $99.99. That's a 1955 mono. Milt Hinton, East Coast Jazz 5 on Bethlehem, $99.99. All right, so Sonny Rollins. We have Doc Smith on Tab. That was Tab, and Michael Nath on Alberta Hunter. Those are all sold. The original motion picture soundtrack to Bird, which was about Charlie Parker, that is $24.99. Soundtrack $24.99. Great Scott, Shirley Scott Trio, $29.99. That's on the Impulse Jazz label. Harry Nilsson Early Times, $19.99. Oh, almost let one slip out of my hands. Harry Nilsson $19.99, Harry Nilsson Harry, and the Charlie Parker series, Norman Grand's Jam Sessions, $24.99. Frank Sinatra, That's Life, $14.99, and Frank Sinatra, Come Dance With Me. Frank Sinatra, Come Dance With Me. That's also $14.99. Where Are You, Frank Sinatra, $14.99, and Carl Perkins on Top. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. Carl Perkins on Top, $24.99. Hot Streets, Chicago. Hot Streets is $9.99, and more of Roy Orbison's Greatest Hits. More of Roy Orbison's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Rita Coolidge, $14.99. Diana Ross and the Supremes, live at London's Talk of the Town, $14.99. Looks like Monica is first to Frank Sinatra. Monica wants That's Life. That is this one right here. And Bird, composed by Peter Gabriel. I think you're thinking of the Birdie soundtrack. This is a jazz soundtrack about Charlie Parker. Rita Coolidge, Anytime, Anywhere, $9.99. Sinatra Swings, $19.99. Is that the one film Golfing on the Back? Yeah, that's always cool. $19.99. Sinatra, don't see that one as often. Immortal, Woody Guthrie, that is $9.99. Mongo's Way, that's a white label promo, $24.99. Art Tatum, Piano Starts Here. Art Tatum is $19.99. Piano Starts Here. The Beatles, Abbey Road, a 1969 Jacksonville press. Looks like the cover is very nice. Very nice vinyl too, $49.99. Abbey Road, 1969 Jacksonville. Frank Sinatra, Where Are You? Is it mono? Let me see here. Frank Sinatra, let me find that one. Where Are You? Is it in mono? Frank Sinatra, Where Are You? Let's see. Usually it says pretty easily. The catalog number may be W855. Usually Capitol puts a, well, no, this is a different kind of format with the W. I'm not for sure. It don't really say. The catalog number is 855, $14.99. Alice Lowry wants Rita, Anywhere, Anytime. We have Paul Brothers wants Frank Sinatra, Swings. Frank Sinatra, Swings. Atlanta Rhythm Section. The Boys from Doraville. The Boys from Doraville is $9.99. Oh, yeah. Brad Moore, I forgot to go back to the Gentle Giant. Brad Moore, this is called In a Glass House. See how it has this window cover? Kind of like the Doors, L.A. Woman. Has like a window cover. Very nice vinyl, and that's 1973, $49.99. Michael Nath on Frank Sinatra, please. Where Are You? And I've seen like 5 offers. Let me go through this crate first. I mean, if I usually take an offer on anything, I usually get done with the crate first. So there's been about 5 offers on some records in here. Let me finish the crate, and then I may say yes or no. I may be like, you know what? No offers on this crate. Never know, right, Tanner? Never know. Never know with me. Average White Band, $14.99. Greg Allman, Playing Up a Storm. Greg Allman, Playing Up a Storm, $19.99. Capricorn Records. Very nice gatefold, $19.99. Blues Image, $34.99. Blues Image, $34.99. Don't see that as often. Atco, $34.99. What is Roy Greatest Hits and what tracks? That is Roy Orbison. Give me 1 second on that. Atomic Rooster, $24.99. Death Walks Behind You, Atomic Rooster, a 1971 Santa Maria press. Philip Bailey, Chinese Wall. This has his hit song with Phil Collins, Easy Lover, $12.99. Marco Benevento. I don't know if I said that right. If I did, that would have been amazing. Marco Benevento, Swift, $19.99 from 2014. Donna Summer, Bad Girls. Donna Summer, $14.99 for Donna Summer, Bad Girls. August, Eric Clapton. Very nice copy, $34.99. August, Eric Clapton. Paul McCartney, $29.99 for Paul McCartney. Very clean Apple pressing on Paul McCartney. Brian C. on Feel. That was for Philip Bailey. Gary Samuels was second. Brian Hummel first on Marco. That is sold to Brian. And we have Split Milk, Lori Stivers. That is $24.99. Split Milk, Lori Stivers. That is $24.99. The Atkins and Travis Traveling Show. Atkins and Travis Traveling Show. That's a Chet Atkins album that, if you're collecting his stuff, that I've never seen before. $9.99. I've got a small injury on my finger where I've opened so many records lately. Sometimes it's like Chad's injured. $9.99 for Chad Atkins. Doo-Wop Rock. Doo-Wop Rock. $26.99. This looks like a triple or 4 LPs are in here. 3 LP Doo-Wop compilation. $26.99. And Woody Allen, stand-up comic. Woody Allen is $19.99, stand-up comic. And John Anderson is $19.99. John Anderson, $19.99. Yeah, I was trying to explain that to you the other night. My finger hits, boom, right there. Pow. It's like I've opened thousands of records in the last several years. It eventually wears me out. I got to put a rubber band, or not a rubber band, a Band-Aid around it or something. Paul Gill wants the Atkins and Travis, please. That's sold to Paul Gill. Rob Scheffler, it was this one right here. We just sold it. And Bob Riger wants doo-wop. Okay, I'm going to go through this crate one more time. I'm going to read titles. I'm going to tell the prices. And I may or may not take offers. So if I'm not saying anything, then that means I'm just ignoring your offer. Blues Image is $34.99. Blues Image is $34.99. Self-titled. It is still available, surprisingly. Yeah, I need something like a banker wears. So, yeah, definitely. You know how sensitive this area is around your finger. Okay, Dino, Desi, and Billy, Our Time's Coming, $14.99. Mountain Avalanche, $19.99. This is a dangerous job I do here. A Tribute to Woody Guthrie, $9.99. Bobby Short and the East Side, $19.99. Watermelon Man, Mungo Santa Maria, in shrink wrap, $39.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Braid Salad Surgery, $19.99. Capitol Jazz Classics Volume 4, $14.99. The Age of Electronicus, Dick Hyman, $29.99. Richie Havens Live, and it includes the bonus 7-inch single, $29.99. Sirius, Coleman Hawkins, $19.99. Richie Havens Mixed Bag, $19.99. Milt Hinton, East Coast Jazz, that is $99.99. That is a 1955 mono copy. Charlie Parker, Bird, soundtrack, $24.99. Great Scott, Shirley Scott Trio, $29.99. Harry Nilsson, Early Times, that is $19.99. And Harry Nilsson, Harry, $19.99. Harry Nilsson, Harry, $19.99. Charlie Parker Size, Norman Grand's Jam Session, $24.99. Frank Sinatra, Come Dance With Me, that one was $14.99. I need to put a price on it, though. Carl Perkins on Top, $24.99. Chicago Hot Streets, $9.99. More of Roy Orbison's greatest hits, $14.99. Blues Image, $29.99. That's 5 off. Sell that to Michael Nath for $29.99. Rita Coolidge, self-titled, $14.99. Diana Ross and the Supremes, live at London's Talk of the Town, $14.99. Immortal Woody Guthrie, $9.99. Mungo's Way, another Mungo Santa Maria. That's a white label promo, $24.99. Art Tatum, Piano Starts Here, $19.99. A very clean copy of Abbey Road, 69 Jacksonville Press, $49.99. Atlanta Rhythm Sections, The Boys from Doraville, $9.99. This here, let me figure out where you're at, Brad Moore. Brad Moore, I'll do $45 on this, Brad Moore. This is a UK press. This is a 1973 UK press of In a Glass House, Gentle Giant. Brad Moore, $45 on that if you want it. Abbey Road, can I see the label and price again on Abbey Road? Here is Abbey Road. It is, there's the label. Matrix, which there's 10 million of them. SO-1-383-A14 number 3. There's the back cover. $49.99. Brad, I'll do $45 on the Gentle Giant if you want it. How could you say no? Average White Band is $14.99. Greg Allman, Playing Up a Storm, $19.99. Atomic Rooster, Death Walks Behind You, $24.99. That's some good stuff. Donna Summer, Bad Girls, $14.99. Eric Clapton, August, $34.99. Paul McCartney, $29.99. Split Milk, Lori Stivers was $24.99. Woody Allen, stand-up comic, $19.99. And John Anderson, Oasis of Sun Willow. Now, this is not the country John Anderson. This is prog rock, lead singer of Yes, John Anderson. Label on McCartney, as expected from John Young. It is an Apple press. Very clean copy, though. The lovely Linda. Oh, I may have not showed that. I wasn't even looking at the camera, so. Brad says, I'll pass, but thanks. Okay, if anybody wants that Gentle Giant, there's been about 7 people ask about it. Never have had that before. In my tens of thousands of records, there's a copy if anybody wants it for $45. It's available. Okay, I've got 2 more crates of vintage new arrivals. They're in the back. They've got to be our check condition stuff because we haven't went through any check condition unless John didn't do any. So let me step to the back, grab those crates. I'm assuming that's what's back there. If we can get those done by 10:30, we'll probably take a break. I do need to recap new vinyl, and I need to tell y'all about the Linkin Park box sets are in. If you pre-ordered a Linkin Park box set, which is several people, Those are in, and those will be on this new invoice, $89.99. I have 0 left. I need to show it so I can see if anybody wants it, but I have 0 left. So let me go get the other crate right quick. I don't know if y'all heard me, but I walked to the back. I said, Seth, how you doing? And he says, I'm about to quit. And then I said, well, you can't because you're fired. Bob Reiger needs to put back Black Label Society. You got it. Doc, I was waiting for you to make offers again. You made offers the first time, and I said I wasn't looking at offers right then. So if you want to go back, do that again. Well, the first time I go through a crate, I rarely start taking offers on anything, unless it's a buy it now best offer. These are new arrivals, and sometimes I don't take offers at all on new arrivals. If I'm doing a buy it now best offer bin, absolutely. But when I go back through it, that's the time you need to do it, because you were throwing me offers left and right, and I was reading them off for the first time. So that is available if anybody wants it, 1919 Eternal. So, Doc, if you remember any of those, let me know. And then I think somebody made an offer on something over here, but these are the only 3 Japanese, and I got a couple more left to put up. So, okay, these are new vintage arrivals, all check condition stuff, all check condition stuff. We have Asia, self-titled. There's a U.S. press, EX 1799. Asia, EX 1799, U.S. press. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, VG Plus, $24.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, that's a VG Plus, $24.99. The Who, Meaty, Beady, Big, and Bouncy. VG copy, $9.99. That's a great Who compilation. VG, $9.99. Ray Manzarek, The Golden Scarab. That's Ray Manzarek from The Doors, the keyboardist. VG Plus, $24.99. Another Ray Manzarek. That is EX $29.99, EX $29.99, and this is pretty much that's not a Rolling Stones record, but it's close. This is called The Edward, Jamming with Edward, Nicky Hopkins, Ry Cooder, Mick Jagger, Bill Wyman, and Charlie Watts. You got 3/5 of the Rolling Stones there. That's a VG copy, $14.99, and the Rolling Stones, their Satanic Majesty's Request. Their Satanic Majesty's Request. That's a VG Plus, $24.99. All right, let's see here. We have Fred Carnell says, did you see that I claimed the Asia for $35? And then somebody's offered $30. Fred Carnell said Asia auction, but there was somebody before you that offered $30, Brian, Fred. See, earlier during that last bin, Brian said 30 on Asia, and I kind of overlooked it at the moment. He offered 30, and then Fred, you claimed it at 35, and then down here at the bottom, Brian's offered that again, and then Brian Ligon asked how much, and then Fred asked me again, did I see? So here's what we'll do on this. Brian Miller, Asia is yours for $35 if you want it, for $35. Brian Miller, $35. If not, then it looks like Fred Carnell gets it. And then if Fred doesn't want it, it can go to whoever just asked, Brian Ligon. So the order right now is Brian Miller. Brian, it's yours. If not, Fred. If not, Brian Ligon. He said Fred have it. So Fred Carnell gets that for $35, Tanner. And then Doc said Richie Havens for $20. My best price on that would be $28. Diana for $10. I'll have to figure out what I had that one priced. Art for $15. I can't remember that one. And Donna for $12. And that was probably Donna Summer. And then Brad Morris said he'll take the Gentle Giant. Let me figure out. Let's go ahead and sell that to Doc Smith for $12. We'll sell that to Doc Smith for 12. This is sold to Brad Moore for 45. And let me figure out what the other ones were right quick. We had McCartney, John Anderson, Woody Allen, Split Mill, August. Let me figure out what the other Dinah. That was Dinah Ross. Was this 12 as well? How much was this? Donna. Doc Smith, this will be $12 if you want it. And the Diana Ross and the Supremes. Let me figure out what Art Tatum that was. Art Tatum. And that was, let's see, 15. Sure thing. Now, I'm going to say this. Don't get used to this. $15 on Art Tatum. This is Doc Smith. So that is sold to Doc Smith for 15. Diana is 15 if he says yes. We'll have to see if he says yes. And he says put the Donna Summers back. Okay, now the Jammin' for Edward. Jeffrey asked how much it was. And then, no, Ben asked how much, or if it had the inner sleeve. And somebody else has. It does have the inner sleeve. It does have the inner sleeve. And it's a VG copy for $14.99. Chaz Turner, yeah, the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld. Well, we just don't usually do offers on new arrivals. My finger is almost bleeding. Okay, so that's still available if anybody wants it for $12. Donna Summer. This is $15 to Doc Smith. Okay, the Defects, Defective Breakdown. That's a VG copy, $19.99. The Defects, 1982 UK. Milt Jackson, Goodbye with Hubert Laws. That's an EX copy, $17.99. Mabel Mercer and Bobby Short, Second Town Hall Concert, VG Plus, $14.99. Normal buyer. Well, the thing, Michael Nath did bring up a good point. He is buying a lot of the jazz, which usually don't get bought. That's why we don't put out a lot of jazz. But Doc, I'm glad you're buying it. We usually put out 95% rock albums, even though we probably have a lot of jazz in the back. But we have a few jazz buyers, and we have a few blues buyers. But most of what we put out is rock. Mabel Mercer and Bobby Short, Second Town Hall Concert, VG Plus $14.99. Milt Jackson, Goodbye was EX $17.99. Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard, that's a VG Plus $24.99. VG Plus $24.99. Journey, Captured, that is a VG Plus $24.99. Journey, Captured. The Rolling Stones, Hot Rocks, an EX copy, $39.99. EX, not bad for that record. UFO Obsession, VG Plus $24.99. The Band, Stage Fright, that's an EX copy, $32.99. And Waylon Jennings, JD's. This is a VG copy, $249.99. First press, 1964. There was only 500 made. Waylon Jennings at JD's, a VG copy, $24.99. $24.99. Alice Lowry, first on Journey, Captured. John Young, of course, wants the side forward dead wax on Hot Rocks. Let's see. Side forward dead wax. You have T1 XZAL 11018 Sterling over here, about 10 o'clock. So T1 XZAL 11018. And there is a 1971 date. What is the date? A 71 date. What is the date? Let me figure out. Is that on side 4? Well, it has the year of the song releases, like Wild Horses says 1971. Is that what you're looking for? I'm not familiar with what you're asking there, but let me know. Doc Smith says Mabel at sticker. Okay, Doc Smith wants to Mabel Mercer at sticker price. Pamela, you were second on Journey. Jeffrey Thomas says he'll take the Jammin' with Edwards. Okay. Waylon Jennings, that's his very first release. anywhere, anything. Maybe, I don't think he had even a 45 out by then or a single. Ringo Starr Ringo, EX copy, $24.99. Willie Nelson and Family Live, EX copy, $22.99. Michael Nesbitt and the First National Band, Magnetic South with hype sticker, includes Joanne, EX copy, $29.99. Now, if you are thinking about Hot Rocks is probably the greatest Stones comp known to man. Let me read you the tracks right quick. $39.99 EX copy, which is not bad at all. Brown Sugar, Wild Horses, Gimme Shelter, Honky Tonk Woman, Satisfaction, Painted Black, Jumpin' Jack Flash, Street Fighting Man, Midnight Rambler, which is live. You can't always get what you want. Let's Spend the Night Together. Mother's Little Helper, 19th Nervous Breakdown, Ruby Tuesday, Get Off My Cloud, Play with Fire, Time Is on My Side, Heart of Stone, Under My Thumb, Sympathy for the Devil, and As Tears Go By. Black Oak, Arkansas, self-titled, VG Plus, $14.99. Paul Simon's Greatest Hits, that's an EX copy, $17.99. Creedence Clearwater Revival, live in Europe, VG Plus, $24.99. Chalk It Down, Brian Miller Wants the Rolling Stones, or Chalk It Up. Metal Health, Quiet Riot, EX copy. I feel like we need to put this up for auction for a $1 start. Metal Health, Quiet Riot. Vinyl is EX. It has the generic inner sleeve, that the way it came. There's the label, Metal Health. $1 start for Quiet Riot, Metal Health. The vinyl is EX, about a VG Plus cover. We don't have an auction going right now. Queen Jazz. It's got a promo sticker on the front. VG Plus, $24.99. It's a promotional copy. Queen Jazz, VG Plus, $24.99. It's got a glossy inner sleeve with it. Wow, that's really cool. Promo copy of Queen Jazz. That's $24.99. Quiet Riot 5, now 20. Randy Scarborough first on Queen. Roy Orbison, In Dreams, The Greatest Hits. That's in shrink wrap, EX copy, $22.99. Bob Dylan, John Wesley Harding. That's a VG Plus, $24.99. The Beach Boys, Pet Sounds, a VG copy, $74.99, 1966 mono. It's a Los Angeles press with some cover damage. Looks like the cover may have got a little wet over here. VG on the vinyl, it's a 66 mono, $74.99. Beginnings, the Allman Brothers Band. This is the first two Allman Brothers albums, 2 and 1. VG Plus, $24.99. VG Plus, $24.99. Allman Brothers, Beginnings. Styx, Paradise Theater, that's EX, $17.99. Lou Reed, Transformer, a VG copy, $19.99. Lou Reed, Transformer. Orange RCA label, VG, $19.99. Walk on the Wild Side. High bid on Quiet Riot. Metal Health is at $20 of Gary Samuels. That has Come On, Feel the Noise. That is $20 of Gary Samuels. Van Halen 2 is a VG copy, $19.99. Van Halen 2, VG, $19.99. You did see a Stones. Their Satanic Majesty's Request. It's not a lenticular cover, but that's a VG Plus, $24.99. Charlie Daniels Band, High Lonesome, VG Plus, $17.99. Charlie Daniels Band, High Lonesome. Cosmos Factory, Creedence, Clearwater, Revival. That's a VG, $14.99 for CCR Cosmos Factory. And David Allan Coe's Greatest Hits, VG Plus, $24.99. VG Plus, $24.99. Blind Faith, VG Plus, $24.99 for Blind Faith. That's a VG Plus, $24.99. And King Crimson Lizard. This is a VG Plus, $29.99. 1974 Richmond press on the original Atlantic. It was not lenticular. Quiet Riot is on its final call. Gary Samuels has that for $20. Linda Ronstadt, self-titled. Linda Ronstadt is EX, $12.99. Brad Moore wants King Crimson. That's sold to Brad Moore. The Who, another copy of Meaty, Beady, Big, and Bouncy. This is VG Plus, $14.99. This is a great Who compilation. We had a VG copy. This one's VG Plus. I Can't Explain, Happy Jack, Kids Are Alright, I Can See for Miles, pictures of Lily, Pinball Lizard, Substitute. There's also a VG copy in here. Randy Scarborough, First of Blind Faith. Is there an H in the Dead Wax of Cosmos Factory? We have another Dead Wax investigator. This says F-2800-1. At the top, there's a 1 and like a scribble. And then over here looks like an A and a G, or maybe just like a triangle and a G. It doesn't look like an A. And then side 2 has a 1, an X, another looks like an AG to me, F2828012. That's a VG copy for $14.99. Fred Carnell is at 21 on Quiet Riot. J Key wants the Who. Did I already pull that? I didn't. J Key wants the Who, Meaty Beatty. And the King Crimson was a VG Plus. Here's another King Crimson. This is an EX copy for $44.99. 1970 Presswell. It has an Atlantic Record Club sticker on the back. EX44. That's the Wake of Poseidon. Gary's at 22 on Quiet Riot. Black Sabbath Paranoid. EX $49.99. EX $49.99. That's a 1971 CSM press. Interesting. CSM press. How much was Waylon? Waylon Jennings is $249.99. To clarify, that's $250. Waylon Jennings at JD's. Gary Samuels at 22 on Quiet Riot. Angela Leckington wants Lou Reed. That's a few back, but we still have it. Angela gets Transformer by Lou Reed. Willie Nelson, Country Willie, his own songs. This is an earlier Willie, VG 29. This is when he had short hair, no beard, and probably before he started heavily using marijuana. That's a VG copy, $29.99. Willie Nelson, Country Willie. The Monkees is a VG Plus, $14.99. VG Plus, stereo copy of the Monkees' first album. And Herbie Hancock, The Prisoner, on Blue Note. VG Plus, $39.99. Herbie Hancock, The Prisoner. That's a VG Plus, $39.99. Herbie Hancock, The Prisoner. One more record, and that is Moods, The Three Sounds. That is also a Blue Note record. That is The Three Moods, a VG copy, $39.99. 1960 mono. Mark said UH, but he meant HH, and Monica was second. So Mark was first either way. He gets the Herbie Hancock. Monica, you were second, and Gavin had just sold. Let's see. Quiet Riot, Gary's at 22. We got Fred and Gary Samuels bidding on Quiet Riot. Fred Carnell's out. Gary Samuels has that for 22. Final call. Fred says he's out. So we're about to sell that for $22. What was the Paranoid? The Paranoid was an EX copy. Black Sabbath Paranoid was an EX copy, $49.99. EX on the vinyl, Green Warner Brothers label, which is an OG 71 CSM press. The cover is about VG minus on the cover, like most of them are. The vinyl, not bad. We had a mint copy of that. Well, not mint. We had a near mint minus. I don't think there is such thing as a mint original Paranoid. Even if you open one sealed, I don't think that exists. So, okay. Quiet Riot, let's go ahead and sell that. I tell y'all all the time, whatever we put stuff up for auction, it always brings what we have it stickered anyway. A lot of people's like, will this be auctioned or is it going to be put in the buy it now crate? And I'm like, well, either way, it's going to bring the exact same thing. We had this one priced for $22.99 and it sold to Gary Samuels for $22. That happens 9.5 times out of 10. I'm not for sure why people even ask that, but it gets asked all the time. We'll have a hype post. There'll be all kinds of amazing people. Like, are these going to be buy it now or auctions? And then I've asked people, and they're like, well, if it's auction, it's going to bring more. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's probably going to bring exactly what we would sticker. Let me go ahead and show the Waylon Jennings to Brent Rabley. Waylon Jennings to Brent Rabley. Let's see here. This is Waylon Jennings, JD's. Nice jacket. We've got it in the anti-static. I forgot where this came from, but somebody took, well, it's almost an anti-static. Someone took really good care of it. Waylon Jennings at JD's. It's on like a gold label. It says JD 1001, and then some space, then S-1. Over here it has STW 6525, and it looks like a couple symbols in the dead wax. Bat Records, which is I think one of the only things on there, LP 100-1. Side 2, we've graded this VG. Side 2 is much nicer. Same markings in the dead wax on side 2. VG copy, $24.99. Waylon Jennings, JD's, BAT 1001. Now, I know there's a couple different versions of this out there. There's the inner sleeve. This one's very nice. I've had a couple of these before. I think this is the third I've had. I'm going to keep that like this. That's a VG copy, $249.99. I bought the Waylon record. Yeah, I think we auctioned one off one night for $3, $4. What did you pay for yours, Kenny? This is $250. Yeah, $250. That's why the stuff over 100, I just don't say the 99 so people don't get confused. What's so special about the H and the Creedence dead wax? Good question, Michael. I'm curious myself. I've never heard that one. I know why John asked for labels and dead wax on all the other ones, but I'm not for sure on the Creedence. First time I've seen that one. Okay, check condition being one more time. And I think there's another one after this. I don't know if we'll take a break. Depends on exactly where we're at on time when I'm done with this. If not, we'll pause. Then I'll come back. I'll do that last check condition. I'll do a recap, and we'll go from there. Okay, we have Asia. Somebody asked about this. I think Brian that missed out on the Japanese. So this is EX 1799. EX 1799 Asia. Fleetwood Mac Rumors VG Plus 24.99. I'll just repeat. There's some killer records left in here. The Who, Meaty, Beady, Big, and Bouncy. That's a VG copy, $9.99. We sold the VG Plus earlier. Brian Miller said 15 on Asia. Sold. Brent said 210 on Waylon. Let me ponder on that. Mark said that Paranoid sale. Mark, it is still available. EX copy, $49.99. It is still available. 1971 OG. Ray Manzarek, the Golden Scarab, VG Plus $24.99. Ray Manzarek, the whole thing started with rock and roll. EX $29.99. The Defects, Defective Breakdown, VG copy $19.99. Milt Jackson, Goodbye with Hubert Laws, EX $17.99. Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard, VG Plus $24.99 for Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard. Best on that. I'll do 45 on Paranoid. That would be a 10% discount. New Arrival, very popular record. Not bad condition. 45 on that one. Brent, I would do 225 on the Waylon. That's also 10% off. 225 on that. Rydell Martin said 20 on Eric Clapton. Go ahead and sell that to Rydell. And Doc said 15 on Milt Jackson. That was 18. Go ahead and sell that to Doc for 15. We have a couple other people that said they would take Paranoid. I think Chip said he would do it for 45. Brian was second. So Mark, that's yours if you want it for $45. If not, it's Brian Miller's. Patrick, I've already sold Clapton for 20. UFO Obsession, VG Plus $24.99. The Band Stage Fright, EX copy $32.99. Ringo Starr Ringo, that's an EX copy, $24.99 with the booklet. Great album. Willie and Family Live, EX $22.99. Mark said he will take it for $45. Michael Nesbitt, The First National Band, Magnetic South with Hype Sticker. That's EX $29.99. Black Oak, Arkansas, VG Plus $14.99. BOA self-titled. Paul Simon's Greatest Hits is an EX copy, $17.99 for Paul Simon's Greatest Hits. EX $17.99 on Simon, Paul Simon. CCR Live in Europe is a VG Plus $24.99. We also have Roy Orbison, In City Dreams, EX $22.99, Roy Orbison. Bob Dylan, John Wesley Harding, VG Plus $24.99 for Bob Dylan, John Wesley Harding, VG Plus. The Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. This is a VG copy, $74.99. It's a 66 mono, Los Angeles Press. Does have some, you can tell the cover's got a little wet. It's fine now. Original Capitol inner sleeve, $74.99. All right, Roy Orbison, 20. Sell that to David Hilton for 20. And sell Debbie Blair CCR for $19.99. $19.99. What defects and how much? That is Craig Thomas. Did I already show that? Yeah. The defects, defective breakdown, is a VG copy. A VG copy, 1999. That's a 1982 UK. 1982 UK. The Allman Brothers Beginnings, not a bad price. It's a VG Plus, but for their first two albums, which is Self-Titled and Idlewild South, Beginnings, $24.99. Styx, Paradise Theater. This is an EX copy, $17.99. This has the etching on the back. $17.99. Van Halen 2, a VG copy, $19.99. $15 on the defect. Sell that to Craig Thomas for $15. Debbie said she's good. Actually, she said she'd take it for $20. Monica is in on the Allman Brothers, and J. Key wants the Styx. Those are sold and sold. The Rolling Stones is a VG Plus, $24.99. Their Santanic Majesty's Request. Charlie Daniels Band, High Lonesome, is a VG Plus, $17.99. Cosmos Factory, a VG copy, $14.99. Great album. David Allan Coe's Greatest Hits, VG Plus, $24.99. Linda Ronstadt is EX, $12.99. King Crimson is EX, $44.99. Willie Nelson, Country Willie, His Own Songs, a VG copy, $29.99. The Monkees is a VG Plus, $14.99. And Moods, The Three Sounds, VG, $39.99, 1960 mono, and that is on Blue Note. Randy says $9.99 on old Cosmos Factory. I feel like we just need a couple more dollars for this. Let's do $11.99, Randy. Up around the bends on here. And Who'll Stop the Rain. And I Heard It Through the Grapevine. And As Long as I Can See the Right. And Traveling Band. And Looking Through My Back Door. And Run Through the Jungle. Now, if that's not worth $11.99, I don't know what is. Right, Tanner? Absolutely. Okay, well, that crate took like a half hour. I have another bin of check condition. If I start that one, we will be past our break time. And I don't want to do that because I need some more energy, some more food possibly. And I want to come back at a reasonable hour and do part two, which is going to be a new bin of check condition. When we first start, I'm going to recap some of our new vinyl. I've got a couple more Japanese auctions to run. That's why I hadn't been running any. I got to finish out the crate. We got 2 Bite Nows, Simon & Garfunkel and Culture Club. Those are $35 Bite Nows. A few more to run. And we'll come back. We'll do check condition, new vinyl recap, check condition, Japanese auctions. And then if we have time, if it's not midnight already, I'll do at least one bin of on sale. Depends how long. Or we can go back through tonight's stuff and do Buy It Now Best Offer. Paul Gill wants CDB and DAC for $37. Let me see what those come out to, Paul. That will be $15. That'd been $4. Go ahead and sell those to him. Paul Gill, $37 for both of those. That's very close to sticker. Sell those to Paul Gill. $37 sold. We'll be back. I would normally just stop at 10:30. We'll say we're done now. So we'll be back at 11. 11 o'clock is when we'll be back. Yeah, we'll just stop right there. Give us a little extra time. Showstoppers. Where are you watching from, Showstopper? He must be in the UK if it's 5:15 a.m. You must be, usually Europe is about 7 hours ahead of us. So he must be watching over in Europe, 5:15 a.m. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll be back at 11 o'clock. 45, wow, that's a long break, but we need it. Right, Seth? Okay, Seth said yes. He definitely needs a break. Okay, see y'all at 11.